Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you the news, and this one is a little bit of a different, live stream. More so talking inward, talking directly to the Black community, as stated. This is just to talk about the red dress run that happened in New Orleans or New Orleans that took place that sparked quite a bit of outrage when some people were able to see it. Specifically, you had women out there that were just in complete shock and awe at the amount of men that were, I'm sorry, black men that were in these dresses at this event. So we're going to look over a few videos of the perspectives of people off of TikTok and see what they have to say specifically about this. And as stated, don't got nothing to do with hate. It's just conversation, right? So let's just look at the first one.
In New Orleans, they had the red dress run. So the whole idea of the red dress run is to run or walk 2 miles in a red dress and raise money for charitable organizations, a lot of them that support HIV and AIDS awareness. But it's a topic now because so many masculine men was out there. Child wasn't take down, wasn't trying to hide
What's up,
nothing,
Titan?
just
What's up,
hanging and
Bushido?
swinging. Let's take a look at a few. Now I'm gonna need y'all to know the comments I seen on the Book of Faces ate the down, y'all. This is just we gonna get started with this, baby. The men is out here tatted up in the red dress. Baby, he did not come to play with you hoes. He is giving body, yaddy, yaddy, bitch. I'm definitely able to say I see more men than women in all of the pictures I have saw so far. I guess he was still preparing, but he was definitely not prepared to tuck. Baby, look at these big ass men out here with these red dresses on. What in the fuck is going on? I understand support, but goddamn. I mean, how many of y'all ex-boyfriends or even y'all husbands is out here? If y'all see somebody y'all know, please let me know. Baby, I mean, he's coming for it. Baby, look. Now this too sassy. How in the hell you gonna put that little teeny bopper skirt on with them big ass legs, them big ass arms? But whatever it takes to support the cause. I mean, how we gonna flex our muscles with a little red dress on though, baby? Baby, face and body T as fuck. 8 down better than a bitch. Now I don't know what the he had going on. Just take it off. Like this one right here. Let me just get out the way. Talk to me, y'all. Real simple and cute like. Yeah, Lord. To Miss Seeley. I'm always down to support the cause, but Jesus Christ. And please don't get it twisted. I would never be prejudiced against the LGBT community or the gay community. Love y'all to death. If that's what you love, I love that for you. But baby, this was a bit much, baby. You hit me what I say.
Right. So we were able to see that, and we heard directly from a person, a woman, who states that she supports the LGBTQ community, right? And in a lot of the videos that you're able to see online, you'll see a lot of black men directly in these dresses. And a lot of people will happen to say who are in support, they'll be like, hey, this has to do for charity and this and that and all this other, type of stuff. And I'm like, I guess, because the interesting part is when I look through some of the other videos, I saw some, of course, you got some white dudes out there in dresses as well, too, right? That's just normal for them. But I also peeped the fact that you had white dudes that were just walking through like they were in support, but they wasn't putting on no dress. They'll sit up there and put on, all red everything, but it ain't gonna be no dress. So I'm like, do you specifically have to put on a dress? Is that the 100% one main requirement in order for that money to really get raised? Like you just really have to pull up and show up in a dress. Like there's just you go negative if you just so happen to show up without a dress. Like I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know. But like I said, it don't have nothing to do with hate. I'm just wondering. I just have questions. Again, this is something that, for what I was able to understand, the next video, a guy's going to sit up there and say that this has been going on since 1995, but it originally came directly from California, right? San Diego, I think. But let's get a little bit more into these videos.
Men, including black men, prancing around New Orleans in dresses. Like, please look at the comments on this post. This is sad. They turned our kings into queens. My face scrunched up so bad. We living in the last days. Time to get right with God. First of all, the highest attendance at the Red Dress Run actually was in 2012. So if this signals the last days, baby, the world shit ended a long time ago. The Red Dress Run has literally been a thing since the 90s, baby. Like, do some research, okay? Just relax. It's not a new thing. They go out there, they put on dresses, they walk for I think 2 miles to raise money for local charities. And why do y'all have this perception that there's like some agenda and it's working so well
So
to
remember what
turn
he
like
stated
all
right there.
black men gay? You do understand that only 5%, actually like 4.6 to 5% of LGBT adults are black. Only 5%. 5% of them. That's a very tiny fraction. There is no agenda, and if there is, maybe it's failing horribly. But y'all have to stop getting so triggered at literally everything. There are billions and billions and billions of people in the world. Just because a few thousand men come together and put some dresses on, which is the tiniest fraction of those billions of people, the world's not ending. Y'all gotta quit it. Just relax. A lot of those men are gay, and that's fine because people be gay. But girl, they're gonna take the dresses off. They're gonna go home. It's gonna be fine.
Right. So we heard that, right? And he said that, there's no, type of agenda. And I'm like, when I first heard this, I'm like, it brought me back to a previous video that I was able to see. Right. And again, it has nothing to do with hate. I'm just, noticing and putting some stuff directly out there, just trying to correlate some things, trying to figure some things out. Right. So this is going to be the perspective of a lesbian couple in Barnes and Noble, and what it was that they were able to see. Right.
Okay, but we're in Barnes and Nobles, and there's a kids book section, a gay kids book section, and this shit is crazy. Look at this. Okay, there's the gay BCs, right? Bye bye binary. Bye bye binary with a mohawk on a baby. Gay BCs, you're not ready. Can you hold this? Okay. What? A is for arrow and ace. B is for bi. This is crazy. We're gay, but this is crazy. What? For a baby? Okay, E is for equality. We'll take that. F is for family. Okay, we're getting better. Okay, why did it start so crazy?
Just for hope.
It got better. I is for intersex. It's pushing it. For a baby, this is pushing it.
J is for joy.
J is for joy. We'll take Tio and Tio. That looks nice. Forgot this one. K is for Kiki. Oh wait, I guess there's no gay word for M.
Right. So that was the perspective of a lesbian couple, and they were directly at Barnes and Nobles, and there were quite a few books directly up there. And again, these are for kids. These are not for adults. These are not for teenagers. These are not for preteens. These are for kids that are just learning ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, their colors, and everything of the sort. I didn't really see a book up there that was talking about like, hey, let's teach a kid like geographics, some world history, things that are, that you're going to need to learn as you progressively grow up. Let's teach you some stuff about job requirements and whatnot ahead of time, right? I'm just listing stuff right now, but I'm just saying there's a multitude of other things that dwarf all of this that a child really should be learning. But obviously, and also I don't see a book up there talking about or trying to teach kids how not to be racist. I thought that would have actually been up there, since in that book it said E for equality, right? I would think that you would actually have a book up there trying to teach kids how not to be racist, how not to, in a sense, judge somebody on their skin color. I guess we're so far removed from that. Everybody's just a human being at this moment in time. But again, going right back to what this fellow was basically stating, because he went on the whole area of like, okay, yeah, you got these black men out here, da 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 da. He also stated that a lot of them are gay. There's nothing wrong being gay, which is true. That's cool, no problem. But there is an issue when people don't fully, when they're not honest, right, with what it is or who it is that they are, right? So let me bring up this image here. Right. You might have to zoom it. Let me see. Yeah, you might have to zoom it in for yourself. I got to zoom it in for myself too, and I'm on the computer. So one of the guys here is married. And supposedly this was a text message that he ended up receiving directly from the wife. Up top it says, "Why you in New Orleans?" Question mark from the wife. He responded, "Me and the homies went to this event. My bad, baby. I should have told you," laughing emoji. "Finna send you some pictures." She said, "Oh, okay." So below you see the picture and you see it directly to the left, which is him and his homies, him and the boys, right? And then she responded, "Boy, what in the world? What type of rainbow stuff you got going on here? Nah, don't even bring your sweet self back to this house." So the other thing that the guy speaking about the red dress run and all this other type of stuff that he didn't mention is that you do have men out here that are down low, right? You have men out here that are living two lives. Nobody's really harping on the fact that you have open black gay men out here that are just in dresses, clothes. Nobody's really having to care about that. It's the whole extent that you have guys out here that are literally married. They have a girlfriend. They have a whole family directly on the side, but then they end up getting seen on social media as somebody else. Because like I said before, a lot of those guys that live in these two lives, they're not dressing like this in front of their wife. They're not dressing like this in front of their girlfriend. They're not dressing like this in front of their kids. They're not dressing like this when they go to work. So like I said, it's two, different demographics. You got the openly black gay men out here, and then you got the ones that are in a sense hiding, but when it's time for some type of celebration where don't nobody really know who you are, you can kind of match in, then people are going to show up and show out. And this is also the thing that I've talked about before, where that type of thing is dangerous because this is how STDs spread. And this is something that I've spoken about before, even though people tend not to watch those videos. I talk about the fact that you got a lot of people out here living double lives. And if you ask any of the doctors or watch a lot of these television shows that have come out over the last 20 whatever years that have covered stuff like this, people having secret lives, they'll tell you that it heightens the ability for the other person that does not know to receive something that is incurable, to receive an STI, STD, whatever you want to sit up there and call it. And it's because people are living two lives and they should not be sitting up there doing that. So again, there's a whole nother population there that the original speaker, let me go back and highlight the guy.
Men prancing
Right.
around
There's
New
a
Orleans
whole
in
nother
dresses.
population that he's not even adding directly in. He went, it's about 4 point something% of the, you got a lot of dudes out here that are just whatever. Right. Again, living completely secret lives, jeopardizing, the health of both parties because somebody want to go out there and be greedy under the disguise of like, I ain't really, where, what, how do people normally sit up there and say it? They're not prepared or whatnot to really be, them full selves. But it's like, you don't want to be your full self, but you're willing to destroy the lives of two other people in order to live or do the things that you specifically want to do. That's selfish. That's selfish. And again, that should be in a sense covered or as a part of the LGBT. That should be directly up there. Realistically, I'm not sure if people want to frame it as is the person is gay, or if people want to frame it as the person is bi, or whatever other words that they have specifically out there. But it fits directly in there, right? The other aspect of this that I want to bring up is that if you look at some of these pictures, some of these dudes are tatted. These are some of the dudes out there that you see in the streets every single day. These are quote unquote some of the hardest dudes directly out here. These be the ones that be drug dealing, wheeling and dealing. These are the ones that be sitting up there carrying guns, toting guns, got the Draco, be sitting up here doing drive-bys and all. But again, that's another aspect that nobody wants to talk about. A lot of these dudes that you just so happen to see at the red dress, these be the hardest dudes on the street that be sitting up there tearing up the blocks. But people only want to shift it to one specific demographic of black men, straight, and be like, yes, it's always a straight man sitting up there. Nah, you got you got some of the hardest dudes out here that are gay. Like I said, in the rap game, you as Fat Joe said it, even though I got my disagreements with Fat Joe, but one thing he said up there said, he was like, he's more than likely many a times has done a record with a gay artist that is not out. And he's talking about rappers. Any rapper that Fat Joe has rapped with is black. And he's sitting up there telling you, like, yo, and this is not even just Fat Joe. Other people have sat up there and listed that there are a lot of rappers, the hardest dudes out there, tatted up and whatnot, and they're gay, living a double life. So, like I said, that's another area of the demographic that people don't want to sit up there and talk about, don't want to sit up there and bring up. They will, it's always the straight dudes out here doing this. Nobody's saying that straight dudes ain't doing stuff. But again, you have another segment of guys who people want to say are the safest ones directly out here, but they're doing some of the most, treacherous stuff, if not worse, directly out here. But it'd be like that. It'd be like that. But let's continue.
So I see a lot of people talking about this red dress run that took place out there in New Orleans. And
what's up, SWAT?
I get in. I already know people are judging it. It's effemination of men, and it's not a good look. But hear me out. New Orleans is like that. They are probably some of the most freest people in this country. One of the things that I absolutely love about the people of New Orleans, like New Orleans is its own country, honey. They don't move with the timeline of everybody else. They've been doing this since 1995. How it got there from San Diego, but they have been doing this red dress run since 1995. The only reason why people are talking about it is because they're just being made aware of it. This is what the internet does. The internet, sometimes it allows people to see a different side of a region or a culture of people. And people just put judgment on it and say, this is this, this is this, this is this. If it hasn't been going on, it's been going on. They have been doing it. It's New Orleans. If you've been to Mardi Gras, you already know, like, New Orleans don't give no damn about how people feel or say it. None of that. That's one of the things I love about NOLA. Think about it. These are the people that dance and celebrate when people pass away, while the rest of us cry and wear black to funerals. Charity. It's no different than the Red Hill run that they be doing. I think they do this in Georgia, like every year. This is one of the situations where I say, I'm not about to pass no judgment. Those folks been doing that for years. For a good cause, hey, I'm with it. I said it's New Orleans. Ain't no rules in New Orleans. Let them people have their fun. Just leave them alone. Trust me. Don't give a either way. So, there's that. It's not going to stop them from having it next year.
Right? So, we heard that, right? So, I saw a few comments up there, people saying that people are too focused on gay people and all this. That's not really the main thing. Well, more, I'll put it like this. The reason I'm talking about this is because I was able to venture through TikTok and I witnessed fields of women, black women, specifically speaking on the fact that they are looking at all of the black men that are wearing dresses, right? They were like, hey, these is our king, the masculine black men, like, what's happening, da 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 da. And the main thing that I like to reiterate to a lot of people is the fact that when it deals with a lot of these things, you specifically have a certain segment of the population when it deals in the black community that will highly support it, pretty much almost to the 90 to the 100 percentile, right? And you'll have another demographic that will speak against it, right? And we all know what demographics we're talking about, right? You'll have black men directly out here speaking out against trying to, push certain things and support certain things and whatnot, because once you sit up there and give an inch, everything is moving to a whole nother universe, right? And a lot of black guys, the ones who at the time were considered the most masculine, trying to sit up there and stand ground, trying to draw the line directly in the sand. You had a lot of women walk over, be like, oh, you draw that line? Let me just sit up there and kick that sand away. Now we don't have no line, right? And black women like, we're not doing that. You're not going to sit up there and spread that type of hate, this type of homophobia, all this other type of stuff, right? Right. So black women, hey, we're full support in the LGBT. It don't matter if it's our sons. It don't matter if it's the brothers and uncles, directly out there, coworkers and friends. For any black man that wants to, we fully, love and support you. So then, after all that support and after everything that took place and happened, now you have black women online talking about like, yo, where are all of the masculine black men at? What happened? And I like to reiterate that there has been for quite some time, black women have said that, yo, black men out here are a danger to black women. Black men, do inconsiderable and abhorrent crimes directly to and only black women, and they're it's a femicide rate and all this other type of stuff that takes place specifically by that one demographic, right? Black men are bad, black men are evil, black men are supervillains, dangerous. And I try to tell people that if you happen to talk about black men that way, on top of the fact also bashing the other black men like in the family, or maybe if it's a father and you're doing this around a child, a young black boy that is growing up, that boy is going to internalize and be like, yo, if she's looking at all of these guys out here as being a negative, like, I want to be loved, I want to be cared for, I want to be looked at as something positive, I don't want to be hated, I don't want people to move directly away from me. So in their minds, they'll be like, yo, the safest bet is for me to emulate something that they will love and cherish and care about versus something that they don't. So they go for this route that you just so happen to see here because of a lot of the things that they just so happen to hear because of the women that they are around. Now, I've mentioned that stuff before. People have decided to, have a whole other say directly about it, like da 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 da. But I'm like, if everybody has a role to sit up there and play in things, then everybody has a role. There's no reason to sit up there in a sense shy away directly from the role when this is in a sense something that you have agreed upon a long time ago. This is something that you said that was highly acceptable a long time ago. So realistically, I should not see at this moment in time black women online feeling or looking a certain type of way because you see all of these black dudes out here in dresses. This is the thing that a lot of black women have found to be acceptable. A lot of black women out here have black gay best friends. They go to a lot of these pride parades in support of their friends or their family members or whoever. So I'm like, hey, I don't know. I don't know what to sit up there and tell people, man. It's tough out here. Somebody said, first of all, it ain't a stereotype if it's true, so you can speak like a white person. Wait, what? All you want, make all the points you want, but it doesn't change the fact that the majority of I'm not even sure who you even directing that towards. I feel like we just got a lot of bots in here. At this moment in time, I feel like it's just a lot of bots, that's in a sense happening because the English, I don't even know what that is. Somebody said, do we have to separate from the sellouts and those who want to act like heathens altogether? Yo, Blade, what is up? What is up? What is up? You said, how is everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. The other thing I wanna note this too. Talking about New Orleans, right? Because again, as I highlighted, some of the dudes that you are able to see, that those are like some of the hardest dudes directly in the streets. Where were a lot of those guys at during Katrina? Pretty much when the purge was taking place. And to prove my point of a purge taking place, I do have a very specific video which white people are talking directly in the video of the things that they did down there in Katrina. And my main question is, whenever I happen to see a lot of this stuff directly out there, I'm like, so where are a lot of these dudes at? I'm like, beyond the dress, I'm like, y'all some of the dudes ripping and running through the streets. All right, cool. You're gay, you wearing a dress. All right, no problem. But when the real problems, when the real issues basically step up, then you should also be stepping up. But that was again not the case that was happening. And you had people out there that decided to go up in trucks, do the same thing that they historically have been doing since the inception of this country, going through black communities and doing whatever it is that they wanted to do to black people and taking them out. But I'll go over that after I finish the rest of these videos. So let's let this brother talk here.
Oh my God, man, New Orleans ain't gonna learn. New Orleans haven't learned. This got to be the New Orleans. You hear me? The people who went through Katrina can't be in New Orleans right now. Man, New Orleans is hosting a red dress with big old strong black men, and everybody out there got a dress on look like this here. Everybody, strong black men got on a dress that look like this here, bro. Man, New Orleans ain't gonna learn. Y'all gonna do that a month of Katrina?
Bars.
Y'all better look the out, bro. See, y'all ain't gonna learn, bro. All this bro, y'all ain't learned nothing. Y'all running be all them men with dresses on. What the y'all conjuring? The spirits y'all conjuring, bro, I swear to God. Y'all ain't learning that. That can't be the real New Orleans. Y'all, that can't be the real New Orleans. Make y'all.
What kills me is I see buku videos of white boys jigging with red dresses on, and I go look in the comments, and it's nothing but praise and admiration. But y'all got so much to say about black men in a dress.
You know, I hate when people do that. Where she wanted to be like, so why is it so wrong for black men to do it, but yeah, white boys do it and they get all the support? What do white do? White boys deal with white women. Like, regardless on whatever stats that people want to sit up there and talk about some interracial dating and marriage, white boys primarily deal with white women. White women are the ones to sit up there and deal with that and talk about that. But white women ain't really saying nothing because they're just like, whatever. Because at the end of the day, they know that they still got a house, they still got a home, they still got their family, and you know, bills and everything is paid. And then on top of that, when it deals with the image of white men, it's a whatever, right? There's pretty much, no matter what is taking place out here, there's only one image realistically of white men, and it's going to be just that. It don't matter if you put on dress and the makeup, like I said, Miss Doubtfire, right? Robin Williams, fully in drag and everything, right? But do you happen to hear anything? Nah. It just is what it is. Like, that's just what they do, culturally speaking. That's just what they do. You can go back to what the Roman and the Greek days. That's, again, it's just what they sit up there and do. Their image is their image. But when it deals with the image of black men, there is a very specific, almost in a sense, finite type of image. And the reason why there's a problem specifically with that is because that image, in a multitude of ways, people have tried to come at that and tear that apart. Right? People do not want the symbolism of a masculine black man, a masculine, strong black man directly out here. That has been told to everybody and shown to everybody directly throughout United States history. If you go directly back to slavery, what were they doing to the strongest and the biggest black man directly out there? They would make an example out of him. Because if they can make an example out of him, they would then instill fear in not just only him, but also the people that might just so happen to rise up and follow him. Who's going to sit up there and follow the strongest black man after he's been broken by the slave master in 5 of his hands, and then somebody in another group from another plantation? Who's going to sit up there and follow that black man? Because they're going to be like, well, if you can't sit, the same thing that you hear black women talk about now, if black men can't sit up there and protect themselves and do all of this, then why should we sit up there and follow them? Why should you be our leaders? Again, it's the exact same thing. And I keep telling people, history repeats itself because people refuse to sit up there and learn on how it is that they are being socially engineered and targeted to have a perception. Like I said, I can't give you another group of men out here where their image is being, attacked all over the place, being torn apart. I can't give you another group of men. I can't give you Indian men, no Asians, no African men, European men. South. I can't give you anybody. Historically speaking, I can realistically only give you black men. And notice, you have never, out of all of the arguments that people want to levy and say that, oh yeah, this happens to us too, you've never heard a group of men sit up there and come out, other men outside of black, you never heard them say that, oh yeah, what happens to black men, how their image is torn apart, and they try to do this, yeah, they do that to us too. You never heard nobody say that. People will sit up there and be like, oh yeah, we've been slaves too. The Irish and the Scottish, everybody around the world has been slaves. Everybody else is going through, but you're not going to hear them say that they're going through the same thing dealing with their image of masculinity when it deals with society and how it is that the people tearing it apart are aiming it directly at their women so that their women will automatically deem those men as being weak, as being less than, not able to lead, not able to protect, not being beneficial. Like I said, I can't give you another group of men. Regardless of whatever arguments that people want to sit up there and levy and make all the time. Black men's image solely out here. If people want to talk about their images really being corrupted and really being broken apart and shattered, that's only black men. Only black men. And because the image of what is supposed to be a masculine black man is so just strict and narrow and finite, if you step outside of that, people in the black community are automatically going to call you gay. Like I said, I done showed you live streams where I'm just talking about some topics to bring awareness to stuff, and I had people in the comment section like, "Oh, if you feel this, you're sitting up there bashing and talking about women, and you're really glazing this dude. Just say that you're gay." That's crazy. But like I said, I'm not too shocked, because if you have a lot of black men that are actually honest and they'll decide to tell their tales directly on social media, they'll sit up there and tell you. The first people to sit up there and really attack them and really try to attack their masculinity and try to call them something that they're not are the women of the community, which is crazy. That is the first go-to. It don't matter what the disagreement is. That is the main first go-to pretty much every single time. And I'm like, that's wild. I'm like, so you got to deal with within your own community, your image being torn apart, you being branded something that you're not. Then you got to deal with outside sources doing it. And then you got to deal with external outside sources outside of that doing the exact same thing. It's crazy work. It is crazy work out here. Let me tell you.
Weekend.
Crazy work. But it'd be like that. Like I said, people always want to talk about, the dangers, directly in society and all of these other types of things, but they tend to neglect and leave out, a lot of things, right? And like I said before, and you see black women there and fully supporting, and they're there, no problems and whatnot or whatever. But then when you go online, you'll see black women sitting up there talking about like, oh, why is there so many men directly out here, black men out here, with this? The other thing that I also realize that's not getting talked about is that a lot of the black women that have a problem directly with these dudes in dresses, they're looking at the ones that they deem or feel are attractive enough where they should not even be in a dress. Because if it was any other black dude out here, any normal looking black dude or subpar, whatever they want to sit up there and call it, they wouldn't be saying nothing under none of these videos would not see the light of day. But because both physically and facially speaking, how the men look, those women are automatically drawn and they feel a certain type of way. Like I said, they're looking at this few percentage of men directly out here that are in these dresses, and they'll be like, yo, what's happening? Why are all the black men? It's not all black men. It's just the ones that you fixate on and the only ones that you tend to focus on, because you deem them physically to be acceptable for you to even be with, because you're looking at the way that they look. Some crazy work. Again, stuff that does not get highlighted, does not get talked about at all. At all. But it'd be like that. It be like that. Let me see. Who said you said no sir, please don't put this mess on black women. So for this person that wrote the comment, right? I need you to listen. I'm not sure if you're black or not. I'm just going to guess that you are because you have a problem with me saying what it is that I've stated, even though I can point towards different events in life that I've seen black women to support and fully supporting it, no matter what the men in the family say. So I need you to specifically tell me who in the black community, out of all of the black community, from the men to the women, who are the ones that pretty much, I would say like an 80 to a 90% of the time, support the black men of the LGBT. I'm talking about from their sons to their fathers to their uncles to their grandfathers to their co-workers to their black gay male best friends. Who are the ones that heavily support these men in the black community? I'll wait. I'll wait. Let me know. Just let me know. Because like I said, whenever I happen to speak, okay, so you said you can't say, oh, okay. So tell me how many straight, I got you. So tell me how many straight black men in the black community supports everything that you see in this video. Let me know. Give me a number, because when it deals with black men doing things negatively in the black community, y'all can always give me stats and numbers. Y'all can always give me percentages. So I'm asking for that exact same thing. That's all I'm saying. He was like, that's like saying that all women are gold diggers. I'm not talking about all women. I'm being very specific and I'm being very direct. I'm being very specific and I'm being very direct. You said some. I'm looking for a number. If I ask you how many black men were basically locked up in jails and prisons, you can give me numbers. You could even put that in Chat GPT or whatever it is, or you can go to a black female source on social media and give me those numbers. If I wanted to ask you about specifically the femicide rate, right, which is the main thing that black women happen to talk about, like, oh yeah, you black men sit up there and kill us off and the kids, right? Y'all can give me stats and numbers directly on that. So I'm specifically asking for that exact same thing. That's all I'm asking for. Like I said, like, it's crazy to me that if I were to do a video where I was holding black men accountable for the things that was going on or that are going on directly in the black community, which I've done before, all of the people that got a problem with me saying something about black women, y'all are nowhere to be seen. Some of y'all will just sit there silently, just like cheering, eating popcorn. Other ones will actually write a comment, but like, yeah, he's right. And also, let me sit up there and give these stats. Y'all have no problem sitting up there adding in, and y'all ain't trying to sit up there and body block for black men when I sit up there and do that. I trust me, I know, because I've been there and I've done live streams. Y'all ain't pulling up to the scene, but like, oh, you can't say it's not all black men doing that because this. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all ain't trying to pipe up. Y'all ain't trying to body block or defend nothing. But the moment in time that I put that same energy and I sit up there and say, like, yo, black women are the main ones that advocate for and that support this. Now it's like, you can't say all. You can't give me numbers. Where do I get my information from? You can't sit up there and put this directly on black women. That's crazy. Because if we're to talk about the ills of society, if we're to talk about what's wrong with the black community, y'all are completely fine with me saying that black men are at fault for everything negative in the black community. Ain't nobody popping up to say nothing. Y'all ain't popping up to sit up there and talk against me either. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is so wild out here. And this is the main thing that I talk. This is why when it deals with the black community, we can't, like, stuff is just, it's not moving. It's staying stagnant. Because everybody is completely fine with everything negative, 100% of everything negative. And even if black men aren't nowhere near the numbers, they're not even on the boards when it deals with stats. It could be specifically women. But as long as black men can sit up there and get blamed for it, everybody's fine with it. And everybody will shut up. But I'm like, isn't it like two parts of the community, both male and female? Don't both male and female in the communities have their specific roles? Don't both people have to be accountable for stuff? and acknowledge the things that they are part of or do or let slide? Like, this is crazy to me. Like, that is diabolical. Let me tell you something. That's classic right there. What is up? I'm trying to look at the picture. Miss Taylor Floyd said, lead better, do better, it's y'all fault. And this is what I'll be talking about. I can give y'all a story right now where it deals with two black women taking each other's lives over something frivolous, something that don't even mean nothing. And people will still try to fix their mouths and sit up there and say that, oh, well, if black men were better leaders, then these black women would have never gotten weapons and had a disagreement and done this. If more black men were actually leading and taking care of the community, they would have actually scoped this out and broke these women apart before this. Somehow, some way, somebody is going to fix their face. Even when a black man has nothing to do with the situation, they will still sit up there and say, guess what? It's the black man's fault. That's crazy. That's diabolical. That is diabolical. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. and like I said before, at least on my platform, I try to hold everybody accountable, right? But again, I guess that's just me living in a fantasy world, thinking that other people are going to try to move the exact same way, right? And a lot of these people are always saying that they're Christians or God-fearing people. And, people should be accountable for their deeds and their sins. But when it's time for them to be accountable, they're like, oh, no, let Jesus take the wheel. I'm not accountable for nothing. It's that other side. Come on, man. Like, brother. All right, Tyne, I got you. Santrell Robinson, what is up? What is up? You said, I think black men and women need to be accountable. Both sides are pointing fingers. It's just not one-sided. It's just not one side. It's both women and men of our community. We need to stop this and figure this out. And the crazy part is that is my main point. That's why I showcase the videos. This is why I talk the way that I do. And it's like they still don't get it. I still get a lot of people directly up here telling me this and telling me that. I'm literally giving you a reflection of what it is that you put directly out here. And it's like I've been doing this for like 6 years. And it's like people still didn't sit up there and like catch on to this yet. I'm literally giving you a reflection of what it is that you put directly out. But like I said before, people don't actually understand it up until somebody white does it. So if a white man had a platform and he was doing this, then people would get it. The comments that I get where people want to try to fight me on stuff, they really wouldn't be having nothing to say. They'd be like, Mr. White Man, actually, you're right. You're correct. We do need to do better. We actually do need to sit up there and fix this. Right. But when it's somebody black, especially a black man, happening to say things and trying to state that, in the community, we need to be accountable for a lot of the things that happen to take place. There's always one side that's like, no, I'm not accountable for nothing. I don't have nothing to do with this. You are the leader. You're supposed to do this. But this is my main problem with Miss Taylor Floyd's comment before. You have a lot of black women out here that will sit up there and say that black men are not leaders. We have black men out here that are actual leaders. I'm talking about not just talking, but walking in action. I'm talking about they are helping out the kids in the community, right? They are building businesses. They are investing back into the community. But do you think that somebody like Miss Taylor Floyd is seeking those men out? No. Do you think other women who complain are seeking those men out? No. Because the problem directly with leadership is that leadership is going to hold you accountable. When you have a black man out here that has built everything himself, nobody can lay claim and say that, oh yeah, I helped him, I did this. When he basically is coming to a woman and he's already built, he's established a business, he got his own house, he got cars, he got an IRA, he got a bank. He don't really need nothing from her. It reflects badly on that woman who doesn't have her stuff together. That's the problem. If we did actually have, and we do, but for sake of argument, if we did have, let's say 90% of the black men together and college and business and doing this and doing that, How many women do you actually think would follow their lead? If you just to take a mirror, just to look directly outside, how many women are actually going to listen to the men? Better yet, let's take it a step further. How many women actually listen to the men in their family when they tell them things for their own best interest? If we're going to talk about leadership, that's where it starts from, right? It starts from the home. Better yet, let me take it a step deeper. How many women actually listen to their sons when they're telling their moms what is best for them? Like, yo, mom, I don't want you going out wearing that. Yo, mom, I don't like hearing you talk like that. Yo, mom, I don't like the way that you talk about, dad, or that you talk about grandpa. What how many women actually listen to their sons? Right? Because those are young boys that are soon enough going to grow up to be men and to grow up to be leaders. But women in the community don't even want to listen to their sons. Even when I've got videos where a black woman was about to fight and her son is trying to pull her directly back, and she tells the son, mind your business, get up off me. Huh? But yet you're talking about that black men need to lead better, and it's our fault. Like I said, even from the extent of me speaking directly to women in my family, when it deals with things of alcoholism and usage. And this is me sitting up there talking. This is not a perspective. This is specifically me in life. Seeing that, and again, this is to other people out here, this is why I don't drink, because alcoholism runs directly in my family. And I've seen what it's basically done. I'm looking at what it's doing and how people are withering away at this moment in time. And I'm looking specifically at the women in my family. And if I'm supposed to be a leader, right? And I'm telling them, and I'm leading by action. I don't sit up there and drink or smoke, right? So, bow, that's an action right there. So let's just keep it there. If I'm walking and talking directly in this action out of all of the years that I've been on this little blue ball, on this plane of existence, then why would it be so difficult for somebody else to follow those actions and to listen to me? But yet the same women that don't want to listen to me are the exact same women that expect me to fully adhere to and listen to and follow whatever it is that they say. And these are the same women that complain that there are no black men in the community to actually lead, that actually care about black women out here. No, I can tell you from ground zero, there are a lot of black men that actually care about black women. It's just the fact that you can't save everybody. Some people just want to complain just to be able to sit up there and complain. Like I said, I'm looking at women in my family as alcoholics, drinking themselves into an early grave. I can sit up there and speak the amount of love that I want to sit up there and speak. I can hug them as many times as I want to sit up there and hug them. I can sit up there and lead in action by what it is that I do in my own life. None of that is still enough. It's not enough. And it don't even matter. It don't even add up to nothing. They're still going to do what it is that they want to sit up there and do. But then at the end of the day, somebody's still going to complain about black men and say that it's their fault. Like I said, it's wild out here. It is wild. It is wild. I'm just trying to catch up on the comments. Taylor Floyd said, let me just make sure I'm not skipping. Let me make sure I'm not skipping. You said, you sound crazy to not take responsibility. We don't lead, men do. Ma'am, I'm respectfully, I know that you're older than me. And I can also state that for the men in my demographic, growing up in the same age range, that I've spoken for a very long time about a variety of things. And I've tried to I can't say instill, because again, it would take for somebody, an older man, to instill something into somebody who is younger. I've given advice. I've had conversations, talk with on a variety of things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it dealt with pregnancy. It doesn't matter if it dealt with marriage, building yourself up. I've done the things that I was supposed to sit up there and do, and I also made sure to live my life a certain type of way so that I can talk about these actions of which that I'm speaking directly on. So that if somebody wants to like, yo, said you, so what did you specifically do? Action, action, action. I'm giving you the actions. I'm listening those to you. But the crazy part is, even with me listing these actions and doing it, people still want more. And I'm like, that's not how that works. You're shifting and moving the goalpost. You're shifting and moving the goalpost. So all I'm sitting up there saying is that when it comes to very specific things, men are the main ones that, in a sense, lead men, teach men, raise men. A woman cannot raise a man, right? Like I said, regardless on how it is that women might want to disagree with that, my mother is the one that specifically said that. She can only be who it is that she is. God only made her one way, and that is a woman. Right? She can only give me certain, certain types of details and things. So this is why she had my uncles. She had me around my uncles. She had me around the other positive black men in the community. Shout out to Mr. Redmond. Right? Shout out to my black male teachers directly out there. Right, and some other black male family members that I was able to get into contact with and see them in action as they sit up there and work, as they're being positive in the community. And then from that side, just like as men are supposed to do for men, women should be specifically doing that for women. Or are you going to sit up there and say that men should be raising women and doing it? That's a man's responsibility. Like I said before, like, this is how crazy a lot of this stuff gets. Because I'm fine being a guy and people wanted to pin responsibility on me. That's cool. I've been sitting up there shouldering that responsibility for a very long time, or at least trying. This is why I created a platform. While I have other people that want to try to say that, yo, man, you should be doing this, this, that, and the third. But I'm looking at you. I'm like, but what are you specifically doing? I'm at least creating a platform to have a discussion, to have topics, to bring awareness to a lot of things, but you're just in the comment section just pretty much running your mouth talking. You're not really doing many actions. Like I said, it's crazy. It is diabolical. Somebody said, so absent dads isn't a factor with some young men. I had an absent father. So for the person that wanted to leave this comment, I am a product of a one-parent household, right? At no point in time was I trying to sit up there and put on a dress. So talking as a statistic, you can't argue against this one. This is a statistic literally talking. At no point in time was I trying to sit up there and put on a dress. So, and then on top of that, statistically speaking, the CDC came out and said that black men, out of all other men in in North America, black men are the only men that are around their kids, both in the household and outside of the household. They're the main ones that are with their kids the most, more than any other men directly out here. So I'm not sure if you're going to try to throw that directly into what it is that you want as a state, and how that's going to, figure out or change your perspective on certain things. I don't know. Because even though, my father wasn't there, I still, as I listed before, I had my uncles. I had black male neighbors, positive black male neighbors. I had positive black male teachers, right? My mom made sure to sit up there and get me a black doctor. Shout out to Dr. Chris. Made sure to get me a black doctor. So just in case, I had any questions and that type of stuff, I can go to a black man and ask those questions, but also to give the perspective of that, hey, black men are out here being doctors. They're out here in the medical field. It's not just a one-sided thing where everybody's just all white. you know. So did you just want to like type that? You wanted to like spam that because you thought I didn't see it? Let me see. Somebody said you don't want to be led. I guess responded to some of the women in the comment. Guy first said, "This is so sad, and your only solution with your platform is to blame black women." You know, the craziest thing is somebody else. I'm not even sure because I can't remember I should have actually highlighted. Shout out to the other person that actually wrote the comment that you wrote, where you said it's basically it should be equal directly on both sides. As I stated to people before, as a black man, I can literally tell you and show you videos where I've held both black men and women and children and elders and the community as a whole accountable for the things that are associated directly with those things. And you come directly up here and decide to state that the only thing that I'm basically, just to sum up your whole thing, is that I'm just bashing black women. I just want to know to a lot of people listening to me right now, this is one of the main reasons why you don't have a lot of black males in this type of space to an extent, trying to give a type of solution, trying to make people actually see some things and realize some stuff. Because no matter what you're going to do, you're going to get blamed. There's been a multitude of times I didn't had women like this, people, whatever, come up and try to sit up there and say like, oh yeah, your types are the reason why it's so hard for women directly out here. Why black women are going. I'm like, dog, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't even know who you are for you to say that I'm making your life difficult and hard, that I'm oppressing you as a black man. How am I oppressing you? How can I be your oppressor? You don't even like me. We never even met. We never even went to high school. So like I said, the stuff that people just so happen to say at this moment in time, I used to get very much offended. Now it's laughable. Now it's just laughable because, again, as I stated before, too many of the times when I happen to see these comments, I know that the people are older than me. So I'm like, I know the frame of mind of which it's coming from, in the perspective of looking at, the minis of run-ins with negative black men and all this other type of, like I said, man, it is wild directly out here, man. It is so wild. It don't matter if I'm even specifically talking about a video where two black women are doing something negative to themselves, and I'm going hard on them the same way that I would do if it was a video about two black guys fighting. Somehow I'm still bashing. I'm like, but I'm giving the same energy. I'm talking the exact same way, talking with the exact same tone, talking with the exact same meaning, but it's bashing. Like I said, accountability, man. It's only meant for black men to take on, I guess. Somebody said, why are we blaming anyone? What's the entire point? So let me just go right back to this clip here where I read off earlier, where a wife found out that her husband went to this event and was wearing a dress, and she didn't know about it, because in the message from at least the screenshot that we have, what I'm able to see on social media, he stated that he forgot to tell her about it. And the other reason that I brought this up was the fact that I've stated that you have men out here who are living down low, DL, and living double lives, dual lives. And that can have a negative effect on both of the people that one person is messing with. And I also brought that up due to reference of somebody bringing up stats talking about, black women and how it is that they're getting all of these viruses, right? STDs, STIs, whatever you want to sit up there and call it. One of the ways is this. So along with me talking about this topic of the New Orleans red dress type of thing, this is also a topic within a topic, where it's to also highlight that you have a lot of guys that are living a duo type of life, and how dangerous that is for all three parties, because obviously somebody wants to have their cake and eat it too. And that's going to have a detrimental and negative effect on everybody. Santrell Robinson said it's both sides. Black men and black women need to be held accountable. Now, Miss Santrell Robinson, Miss Robinson, I want you to know that the times that I've seen people like you pull up and say this, anybody that just wants to come at me and be like, "Oh, you're just bashing black women," and that, they don't never have anything to say when a woman, especially a black woman, pulls up to the scene is and says something that is void of emotion and is just logical. Nothing to say. They'll go through. They'll look at and happen to say anything and at anybody for any other comment. But when it deals with comments like this, they never had nothing to say. And I've always noticed that on social media. So I'm like, you got people out here that want to be highly emotional and just want to sit up there and argue. But even they know that, okay, this person is not an emotional person. I can't really win. I can't really have any fun here. So I'm not going to actually engage with this person in their comment. Let me go elsewhere. Because I done a multitude of videos, and a lot of times I'll have women specifically try to come at men in the comment section or directly come at me in my own comment section, either live stream or by video. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, so you skipped over the other people that's directly down there just to want to say something to me, but the people in the comment section are pretty much saying the exact same thing that I'm saying. But I'm like, oh, that's right, because it's a black woman saying it. It goes against your whole. Got it. Got it. Um, let me see. Somebody said from the bottom said, whose fault is it when black men wear skirts? As a black woman, we also have work cut out for us. I'm not I'm not sure what that last part was supposed to venture directly into. I'm not sure if you're trying to say that beyond this, y'all got your own problems to sit up there and talk about. If that's the case, we ain't talking about no other problems. We're specifically talking about this one issue. Staying directly on task. Yo, thought out, what is up? You said I bet $10 that Taylor Floyd wears a septum ring. I don't know. I don't know. The theory does not fail. I'll tell you that. Black said, only some people believe that their own rhetoric. No one in the world agrees with anything a person says about it. Amen said they don't want to be loud because we already have platforms. The black men dominate and they don't want to be a part of it. Celestial, what is up? You said I'm a black woman. We're equally at fault. And yes, majority of black women uphold homos. Thank you for at least saying it. Thank you. Thank you for saying it. Because for the life of me, because like I said, I already knew what the answer was. I wanted to see if the woman or the women up there were actually going to be honest directly about it. Because I can look through my family and tell you who is hyper supportive directly of it and who is not. Right? And in a lot of extents, when it deals with the fathers, right? Who would be my uncles? It took a minute for one of my uncles to come to terms with it and to finally sit up there and accept it. Right? My other uncle, he is of the church. You already know how that's going. Even though there are tons of gay people directly in the church, right? But church folks feel a certain type of way about a lot of things. Out of sight, out of mind. Don't bring it up. All this other type of stuff and whatnot or whatever. And people ain't accepting of a lot of stuff. But on the other end, when it deals with the black women of the family, they're like, oh, come here, baby. We still love you no matter what and all this. And then they'll go to the extra extent of like, okay, well, what do you like to sit up there and do? Do you like dresses? Do you like you want to get your nails done? Do you like heels? Like they'll start going the extra mile in order to accommodate, right? So like I said before, I already knew, again, shout out to Celestial for saying it. Because the other ones weren't going to sit up there and say it. Because the whole main thing that people like to sit up there and state is like, oh no, ain't nothing out here a black woman's fault. Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. And I'm like, dog, everybody has fault in something. Everybody got fault. Everybody has blame somewhere. The only way that somebody doesn't have blame on something on this planet is if they're like a newborn, if they're a child. Those are the only people that don't have a blame on anything because they had no say so. They didn't even ask to be here. But like I said, you can't tell nobody nothing. I gotta make sure to start starting some of these. Um, let me see. George Parnell, what is up? What's up? You said black men as a group don't condone the LGBT agenda. I mean, this is true. Now, we'll also add, and I've seen myself that a lot of black dudes, like if somebody's gay, is like we really don't sit up there and care. Like you might have some dudes that'll like crack jokes and all this other type of, but dudes don't really sit up there and care. You got that small fragment of dudes directly out there that's like, yo, I'm about to sit up there and fight somebody if I find out. I'm like, bro, you need some therapy. It's something else there of why it is that you want to sit up there and fight somebody. I'm like, that's it don't have nothing to do with them. That's all you. That's that's all you. And like I said, you got those dudes out there. I'm like that. I'm not sure why you want to. I'm like, there's a lot of people out here that you should be fighting with a purpose. This just ain't it. this ain't it. Right. But like I said, you got a lot of dudes out here dealing with some type of internal struggle that they have not yet come to terms with. It'd be like that, I guess. You know? Taylor said, I'm married and no, I don't have any body jewelry at all except my ears. I guess that was a response to third. And Taylor said, and I'm married to a black man. I mean, that's great. I mean, I don't think anybody questioned who you were married to specifically, but you know, it's great, you know. God first said, with respect to you saying black women are supporting it, I think it's women who have sons that are in that community. Um, if you have a black male gay best friend, you are still supporting that. Like, how do people not get? How do people miss this? Do you know how many black gay men out here have girlfriends? Who I'm talking about like girlfriends as in women that are friends. You're supporting the community because you're associating and friends directly with that person. You're aligning yourselves directly with that person. You're gossiping and talking about the exact same men and possibly even interested in the exact same men. Like I'm a little bit confused. It's not even just women who have sons. It's not even women that just have sons. So I guess, you know. Miss Robinson said, right, I hate to see this going on in our community, black men and women dogging each other out. Black women need to stop and allow our men to be leaders. Good luck with that one. I've said a multitude of times when it deals with the black community, I would love for things to actually be better. But there are too many loud voices directly out here who have said over the years, at least over the course of my lifetime, that have said that black men are not leaders, that black men ain't ish, that black men are not beneficial to the black community, that black men are not needed, black men are not fathers, black men are not providers, black men are not builders. Like I said, I didn't heard all of this growing up. It don't matter what age range. I didn't heard a black woman out there sit up there and say something negative about black men, and it gets to the point where you sort of, it's not lackadaisical. I can't really think of the word for it. It's beyond the point of being used to it, right? For me, I'm at the point of like I just expect it. And I told people this in videos before. Like, I expect people to sit up there and say, especially if it's women, I expect you to sit up there and say something negative about me. I expect it because I'm like, I've always heard stuff about black men my whole life. So I'm like, it's to be expected. I ain't heard nothing positive. It be like that. So it's like, I'm not expecting anything. This is like, maybe that might be a bad way to look at stuff, but it's like I said, it's nothing I can do about that. I'm going by what it is that I was able to see, not even in just the area that I grew up in. Because trust me, I didn't set up there and been a few different places. And I'm not trying to have people like, oh, well, maybe you need to sit up there and move to 50 different places so you can sit up there and hear different black women speak on black. I ain't trying to do all that. That's just doing too much. That's like me sitting up there telling black women who feel that all black men are dogs or this, that, and the third, like go to all 50 states and date a black men from all 50. I'm not going to, just like, that sounds crazy. Who's about to do that? I mean, there is a white guy that did it, but who's about to sit up and do that? Nobody about to do that. But there's but like I was saying earlier in the conversation, even when it deals with black women having sons, black women don't want to listen to their sons. You can have a son right now talking to his mom, telling her like, "Yo, the dude that you're dating, they're trying to see, like, I don't like him. Like, you shouldn't be with him." And that's the kid's spider sense is going off. Like something just is not right about that. He can't tell you at his age, but he knows that something ain't right. Do you know what the mother's going to sit up there and do? Mind your business. Stay out of adult business. Stay in a child's place. So again, like I said before, it would be very great if we would have black women in the community actually listen, even when it deals with the sons. But that's just not going to be the thing. Like I said, the sons can't even protect and lead the mothers, even though they want to, because the mothers don't even allow them to. It's like I said, it's crazy out here. There's nothing you can do. Taylor Floyd said, "I'm married." I know. You told us this earlier. Jack said, "No, that don't have nothing to do with it. They'll put their own sons in dresses, right?" Oblivion said, "How a father like this can raise a son." Somebody said cross dresser. Somebody said, "Let me call in." Another person said, "This is unacceptable." George Parnell said, "So now black women don't leave their households anymore and they're the single parent." Taylor said, "Put me on a live. I'll talk with you." Regina Renee said, "Women, both both men and women aren't holding themselves or men accountable." I agree. Like I said, I'm about looking at things, trying to have everything as equal as possible. And when it deals with me speaking as a black man, and I'm trying to put that directly out there, right? Because people are like, "Yo, we need to change our mentality, change the mind frame." You try to put that directly out there, you'll find out very quickly that a lot of people are not about that life. They're not. I'm not about to do that. Like I said, I've said over 6 years in a variety of different ways, in a variety of different tones, with a variety of different content, that the left and right tit for tat type of thing is stupid, and I've shown that off. But again, people don't pay attention to the content that I do, and it be like that. It'd be like that. Florence. I'm just gonna stick with Florence because I don't want to mess up your last name. Oh, sorry. Florence Ferdinand. If I said that correctly, you said, "Question: Why, when it comes to Asian and others, you have no problem if they let you take and be in charge, but black women, as soon as you find us disposable, you try and destroy us?" Well, that was a so this wait, who's that a question to? Wait. But black women, as soon as you okay, so I guess you're asking as a black person, man, or whatnot. I guess so. I'll leave this one up there. So for if anybody has a response directly to Florence, you can at Florence and write that directly in the comment section. From the bottom said, "I want nothing to do with this." No reply said, "Make sure you have a pistol if you go to New Orleans." Another said, "Breeze's wife, take it, got to be a Chris Brown fan." Said, "I think a good number of women will follow their lead." Are you talking about a good number of women will follow black men's lead, or I'm not sure. Yo, Mo, what is up? What is up? What is up? Mo said, "We don't want to hear from you, Taylor." NC said, I guess it's supposed to be maybe North Carolina or maybe an abbreviation for your name, but you said that it's the black women pushing this. Taylor Floyd said, "I listen to my husband." Santrell Robinson said, "I didn't believe it until I saw it myself, how black women talk to black men." Yeah. Like I said, a lot of black women don't know because they don't pay attention because they're not on the receiving end. Um I can say from my experience, right, being around women in my family, the way in which and again, that's my first real interaction, right? Before the outside world, your main interaction is with the men and women of your family. Um the many ways that I have been talk to and different things like that. It's like, wow. It's like, is this how, people, normally, like, do people normally talk like this in conversation? Like, that doesn't, seem, right. But then outside of the family, when I start to go directly into school, let's say like middle school and high school, the girls are going to be reflective of the women of their homes. So the same way that the women of the house speak, they're also going to talk like that to the black boys in school, the black teens in school. So I'm like, okay, so I heard stuff directly from the women of my family. All right, venture outsides, people from all over, right? And I'm still getting the same thing. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, all right, let's happen to check community college and see how people sitting up there, and I still see the exact same thing. And all right, it's cool. Let's check, some other neighborhoods and some store, and I'm still seeing the same. I'm like, dog. I'm like, what is this? So I'm like, yo, what is happening here? What is that? Like, and again, like I said before, at one point in time, I used to be ultra, sensitive to it because I'm like, yo, you're supposed to be the person that I confide into, that I'm supposed to be able to talk to. Um, we're not supposed to be talking like this. Like, this is not the type of conversations, like the tone and everything. This is not how we're supposed to be doing as black men and black women. But now, for me, it from perspective wise, from learning in life, this is just the normalcy. This is just how it is, and it shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't be used to that, but it's like that. And like I said, I don't expect better. I'm just going to be real. I don't. There's a certain type of a wording that you use for that type of view, but I forgot what it was. It slipped my mind. But like I said, when I come to this platform, I try to be as honest as possible when I'm talking from, um, life experience and the things that I was able to hear and see and things of that nature. Um, you know, I can easily see how some of the things that has taken place and that has been said to me over the years by black women, how you would have black guys out here feeling a certain type of way. Because I'm not sure if you would have to build something up or if you would have to just drop off and leave something from self in order to basically endure. Because the main thing that a lot of people have said before is that, a lot of black men are not strong enough to handle a black woman. And I've stated before in a video, I literally did a video and I made a video about the things that are meant to be handled. Piranhas are meant to be handled. Lions are meant to be handled. Sharks are meant to be handled. Caustic chemicals are meant to be handled. Radiation, like all the things that I'm listing, TNT, dynamite, that's meant to be handled. Like all of those things are very detrimental to life. You got to handle it with care. Acid rain, you got to handle that with care, right? Why on God's green earth would a woman ever put herself in the realm of things that are detrimental, saying that you got to be able to handle me? So, like I said, another main reason that I'm basically still here standing is because either that I've grown a very strong armor, or that I've had to leave a lot of stuff behind in order to still have the conversations that I'm able to have. And again, I'm stating this as a black man who has a platform that has literally been attacked by black women on his own platform. And this is before people want to say, like, oh, but what about the AI? I was doing this before y'all even knew anything about a lot of these AIs. So I can tell you it wasn't that. I can tell you. But it'd be like that. It'd be like that. Like I said, I would love for things to actually be better. Because I've noticed over time that if I want to specifically, direct and try to say something, it's not, nobody's gonna listen in a sense. I have a few that will. Shout out to the few out here. Like I had Pink and a few others go out there and get their license to carry, because I did a lot of videos dealing with black women and the lack of protection and defense and things of that nature. Like I said, I'm an advocate for a lot of stuff, but a lot of the people don't want to leave comments here. They don't do nothing. They don't know nothing about that. they'll just come directly into the live stream and just get emotional, start talking, versus actually sitting down as the adult that they are and doing some actual research. But I've learned over time that you cannot, as a black man, you cannot save everybody. I'm talking about that means for both black men and black women and and kids. You can't sit up there and save everybody. Like I said, there's been too many times I haven't seen black people up here show me their ass, literally, because I'm trying to do something directly out here, trying to hopefully change some stuff, get people into a different perspective. Hardest battle I've never had to sit up there and fight, and still trying to fight that. Like I said, the reason that y'all don't got a lot of people up here willing to take out the time and do all of this is because it is very difficult trying to have conversations with those that you consider to be family, that you consider to be just like you. Like I said, this is like I said, realistically, I'm taking more time having conversations with y'all than I really do with my own family, because I'm like, I already know people in my family ain't gonna listen to me, so I'm like, I might as well sit up there and try elsewhere. It's like I'm not going to sit up there and keep trying to talk to the same people that I literally grew up with. Thanksgiving, Christmases, birthdays. I'm not about to sit up there and go back and forth and do that. I might as well sit up there and spend my time and try to get in touch with people who are outside of that, who are more than likely not going to be as stagnant, as rigid, as stone headed, as those folks over there. And calling me surprised when I'm like, well, I guess I was wrong. Guess I was wrong. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Um, let me see. Florence said, when black men have themselves together, their wives majority pick white, Asian, and others. I mean, I've seen that. I've seen that too. Like I said, there's a lot of things going on out there where women will say, where are all of the good black men? And I like to reply back with, a lot of black women ignore standard issue, decent, good black men, because it's not what every other black woman out here is chasing. And those are just facts. Women are attracted to men that other women are attracted to. No woman out here is sitting up here saying that she is attracted to men that no woman out here finds attractive. That doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen. That just does not happen. Case in point, we can just use famous black male artists. When you see the fields of women basically chasing after them, every other woman is going to sit up there and chase as well too. Like I said, it's like a herd mentality. So if you look in the reverse, where it deals with the guys that they deem to be unattractive, you don't see no herd mentality there. You don't see women trying to bust down, knock down doors. You don't see them trying to dress real good to attract the dudes that ain't no woman attracted. No. This is why I say a lot of times that a lot of women pick and choose the guys that they're with, because you know the types that you like, you know the ones that you want to sit up and attract, and you know the ones that you're not trying to attract. Everything deals directly with energy. Breeze's wife said, I think that a good number of women will listen. I can't speak for American women that never came from a decent two-parent household, but the rest of us will listen. I got you. I got you. Taylor said, you got to be high. I mean, I guess. I mean, high on life. I mean, I've never done weed. I've never done alcohol. So I don't, I've never done any type of narcotics. So I don't know what being high actually is. Maybe you can say like a sugar high, I guess. But yeah, I don't know anything about being high. You may know more about that than me, realistically, honestly speaking, because I've never done drugs or alcohol. So Carol said, white granny here. I asked my sons, you said, I asked myself, son's advice? I guess you're saying like you, as a white woman, that you listen to your your son, I guess. That's what you're saying. I got you. I see you. I see you. Um Breezy said some of them won't listen though. I agree. Black Tax said black women are the only women that will tell a black man not to call her sister. You know, I think I went over that before. I think I've touched on that quite a few times on how that plays out and how that works. And I'm like, okay, well, funniest thing is there is a clip. I'm not sure if people have seen, but that technically that stems into a whole nother conversation. I'll just keep it where we are, right? I'll just keep it directly where we are. Matter of fact, the funniest thing is
they had the red dress run. So
when
the whole
talking about support, directly of the community. The craziest part is I had just remembered I had a woman directly up here in this video who stated in her video that she is in full support of the LGBT. So it's like it was crazy that the other ones directly up there could not give the answer, even though I literally had it directly on the screen. It's crazy. It's almost as if like back in school where the teacher would give you the answers and then the class would still fail the test. It is diabolical. And I've witnessed that happen. I'm talking about like you literally got the answer key and people still fail. I'm like, it's over. It's over for society. It is over. God first said that's why the community is broken. The blame game. Right? So you say it's the blame game, right? But when you have somebody like myself trying to put both people into the accountability role, then what? We have a person like me putting people into both black men and women into the accountability role and also giving solutions. Then what? The answer is nothing. That's what happens because I've given solutions on how not to have this blame game. And I'll have women sit up there and tell me, oh, why don't you go tell that to the black men? Why don't you focus on the black men? Why are black men always talking about us black women? Why are y'all always directing things towards us black women? Go over there to your brothers and speak to them. But yeah, we're supposed to be leaders though, right? So if we're leading the other side, we're also supposed to lead you like, some of y'all has said up above. But as I stated before, when somebody is coming through, talking in action, giving solutions, which everybody always asks for, like, yo, black man, why do you guys always talk about this stuff? Why don't you give solutions? Y'all don't want to listen. Like I said, I'm talking from experience. Like I've literally sat here and had live streams. I've literally had arguments with women on live streams before. Both vocally, like when it came directly up, or directly in the comment section. So I'm like, I don't know what else you want to do. Like I said before, and I'm going to say this again, regardless on how it sounds, it would take for a man of another race. And I've seen it. I have seen it. Like I said, the everything is completely different. Tone is different. Body language is completely different. Everything is just completely different. I have literally witnessed and seen it. It is no back and forth talking about if the man says that we should take the direction on the right, a woman magically want to start looking at a map and talking about going around the planet, going through the sun, loop-de-loop through the moon and all this other type of stuff. But it's like if the man is supposed to lead you, you should just go the direction that the man is sitting up there telling you, not trying to figure out your other like some different coordinates. But like I said, this is how it is when it deals with black men and black women, black women, black men. This is how it be. Stuff out here in these streets. Tough out here in these streets. From the bottom said, when the male is out of the house, the woman, rather purposefully or not, demasculates the younger men in the household. They are not producing leaders. Taylor said, I'm not harassing anybody. I just disagree. I mean, I don't think I said that you were harassing. I'm pretty sure I didn't use that wording. At least I think I didn't. But like I said everything is conversation. Mr. D said the black lesbian BLM creators spent $72 million on fancy cars and houses. I covered that. I covered that during the time that everything was being unveiled and it happened. I showed the stories dealing with Cadillac. I talked about the fact of the houses, the money mismanagement. I talked about the mansions and all of that type of stuff. Yeah. Yep. It was crazy work. But people forget about that, I guess. George said they don't want to be saved, they want to party. Nita said, I am a black woman and I stress that women don't know their place anymore. I had to learn my place and how to listen so I can speak on it. Well, much love, respect, and appreciation to you. It takes a very honest person to basically admit that, hey, that this certain section of life, like, yo, I was incompletely wrong, I was just all over the place. But once I went through, I started redefining myself and growing understanding, and started to learn, and now I am fully able to listen and hear what it is that a man is saying. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Because I can promise you, it's only going to be a few women out here that will say anything like that. And in a lot of instances, if you were to say this on many other platforms, they would directly call you a pick me. I can sit up there and tell you that because I have seen it literally live. Because I've had my moderators, who the majority of my moderators are black women, and I've had random black women out here try to call them pick me's because they've agreed with me. And I'm like, how did we get here? How are you trying to call them pick me's because they agreed with an opinion that I had on the topic? I'm like, that's crazy. But yet, at the end of the day, the same women that want to call you a pick me are the same ones that want to be picked by these other men directly out here in order to receive marriage. Like I said, it's crazy work how people try to do mental gymnastics to make it negative for those over here. But when it deals with them and their situation and their preferences, it's not a negative. It's crazy work. It's diabolical. Well, shout out to Nita. Shout out to Nita. Nita. Breeze's wife said, what are you disagreeing about, Taylor? Everything he just about said is the truth. Ferry said, how this boy, how this black people in New Orleans fro cowboy to red dress black. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You said, how do you basically go from being like cowboys to red dresses? There's a multitude of steps that take place. There's sources of media, music, and many other things that enable things like this to take place. But like I said, it'd be like that. You know, I was more so speaking on the fact of those who stay hidden while being in the light that are problematic because how they want to, in a sense, live their lives as dual lives. It will negatively impact all parties involved. Um, you said from masculine to very feminine. Okay, yeah. Taylor said, I'm disagreeing that it is black women's fault that men are outside wearing dresses. Um, I think I did explain this. I think I did, explain this. Matter of fact, you know what? I got you, Taylor. I'll put it to you like this. I'll use somebody else's comment earlier where somebody was trying to say, where do single fathers basically fit within this, right? So if I'm going to lay the blame on the fathers who are not responsible for their kids, I'm also going to put the same blame on the mothers that are there that also enable these types of things to take place and transpire and happen. Like I said before, there are a lot of, just in general, you got women that support the community again, which is cool. There are videos directly out there of moms taking their kids directly to shows and parading them around in dresses, and these are their sons, not their daughters. These are their sons, 7, 8, 9, 3, 2. So but like I said before, if your perspective is that men are to blame, cool, no problem. I guess those videos that I got are pretty much AI. Guess they are AI. Breezy said, look at these men in dresses. This is crazy. These are grown men. This guy looks like an elder. Dre said facts. Dorsey said, them dudes wearing dresses. Been wearing dresses all them lives. I mean, yeah, like the other dude said, let me see, where's the other video? Like this dude was basically represented talking about a lot of dudes out there are gay. But I more so highlighted the fact that you got dudes out there that are not specifically out there yet, though, because one person, it was a woman in a car driving by the street in New Orleans, and there was a guy that was amongst all the other guys. He was steadily trying to duck and cover his face. I'm like, oh, I'm like, you are hiding. I'm like, you're out here in the light. You're out here in a sense with your people, but you're still hiding because you haven't fully stepped directly. But I'm like, that's crazy though. I'm like, if you haven't directly stepped out, then you shouldn't really be outside like that then. And then be trying to hide yourself. Like that don't make no sense. Like you're going to be seen. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see what else we got with this. David said, with the new financial crisis, watch how many women get act right or drown. Dorsey said, let them do their thing. It's the French quarters. Right? Ferry said, let me see. How the black man turned into a red dress. Guy first said, and your mom is not the only woman who tries to have their sons around. Wait, I'm confused. You said, and your mom is not the only woman. This is the thing. I'm talking about black women. I don't care what other women are out here doing. Let me just make that very clear for other people directly out here. It's like I said, it's cool. Like I get it. Other people happen to watch the platform, come directly up through here. Cool, no problem. But if I'm specifically speaking on the black community, if I'm speaking on black men and black women, that's exactly where it stops. I don't care what any other women are sitting up there doing because nobody is talking about broken homes in a white community or anybody else's community. Nobody's talking about single parent households in anybody else's community. For all intents and purposes, realistically, the way that everybody puts it is that everybody is hunky dory, married with, cherry and peach cobbler pie directly in their two parent households with a whole nuclear family. That's the way that everybody else puts it. And then when it deals with black Americans, everybody's like, oh yeah, you guys are broken homes, single parents, this, that, and the third. All of you guys statistics, none of you guys are ever married. So, like I said, I'm keeping that directly towards black people, black community, black Americans. I don't care what any other women are out here doing directly with their sons. This don't got nothing to do with them. Respectfully. TT said, what is this? This is basically the red dress, as the title basically stated. This is dealing with the New Orleans red dress run. No hate, just conversation, right? Josephine Short said, no adult can raise another adult or be submissive. That's when all of the problems start. Wait, what? Oh, okay. An adult can't raise another adult. Yeah. I got you. What is it? Rudine White said, stop putting the blame on each other and start working together. You can't work together if you got, disagreements, or if you got one side that's like, yeah, you can't lead me nowhere. You can't, there's no way to work. There's no way to work. Like it's just not going to sit there and happen. Like I said, I done played on sports teams before. It don't matter if it was just track or if it was basketball. And if you got a teammate that don't want to work with you, that's going to bring the rest of the team down. That's not going to work, great. Any progress that you basically want to do is going to get brought down. TT said, why are these men in dresses? So basically what took place in New Orleans is supposedly that it's for they're supposed to, have on the dresses, run 2 miles, walk 2 miles, or whatnot, or whatever it is, a charity event to raise money for whatever charities or charity. I'm not sure what charities those are because I have not seen people actually list those charities. But yeah. Yep. Dorsey said, if anyone been to NOLA, you go down Bourbon Street at your own risk. God first said, your conversation is steering towards the divide of the community. Well, being the villain that I am, as I've had black women sit up there and tell me, I guess so. I guess that was the normal trajectory, right? Right, I'm the divisive one. I'm the one that really causes the rift and the divide in the black community, in between black men and black women, and I do nothing in order to, really be of benefit and to help. Right, that again, I'm going by what people have told me in the comments that I've highlighted in videos and other live streams. So this pretty much just goes directly with those comments, I guess. The one of many, the many before you that have stated it, that are solidified in stone. These comments will be remembered in the annals of history. Mr. D said, just like Shanae, Big Mama, Rasputa, and the others from Martin. Yep. Taylor Floyd said, man, I've followed your channel for a while and now you're attacking me for what? Um, I wasn't sure that there was an attack. I mean, now I've used your comment directly for a talking point of the topic. I've done that, yeah. But specifically attacking, I don't know. I don't know about, not too sure directly about that one. Let me see something. I'm trying to figure out. Let me see something. Hold on. Wait. Okay, there we go. Now it shows up because I was getting a little bit confused there. Let me see here if I can just so happen to see you up here again. Let me see. Who was that? Taylor? Gotcha. Let me see something real quick. Do. Um oh, Tippy said, was this Atlanta or New Orleans? New Orleans. Um I'm trying to actually find where what's the name is. Oh, Gail actually caught a comment I didn't even see yet. Gail was directly on it. Let me see. Yeah, I ain't even make it down that far yet. I'm trying to sit up there and I guess it won't actually show me. But yeah, usually YouTube will happen to tell people if people are actually subscribed or whatnot. I happen to, hear people tell me that a lot whenever we have conversations like, yo, man, I've been actually, subscribed to you and da 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 da. And I'm like, I didn't know anything about this because all the times I happen to do live streams and videos, I don't happen to see a lot of people. So, I don't know what to sit up there and tell me, but I'm not sure why you figure that this is an attack because I'm not doing anything to like, break you down or whatnot or whatever. So for me, I'm just talking. I don't know. Maybe it's my tone or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Um, TT said, I'm confused. Gotcha. Dorsey said, I live in New Orleans for 2 years, best years of my life, just before Katrina hit the city. You know what? Yo, Dorsey, I'm glad that you brought that up. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up because you just reminded me of something that I said that I was going to post. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about, this is when it's going to segue into a another topic here. I just got to make sure. I got to go back real quick. It had to do with New Orleans. I'm sorry, New Orleans. And things that specifically took place there. Right? Let me see. I'm trying to. It is 8:12, 8:12:10. Okay. So now I know which video to get. All right. So I want people to actually listen to this video. It's a short one, but there is stuff directly in there. And these are things that don't get talked about a lot. And this is why I tell people, what was that again? I said it was 8. Was it 8:13:10? No, it was 8:12:10. Okay, 8:12:10. 8:12:10. right?
Put them down. We didn't try.
So I just want people to catch the title directly of this. So this fits directly within New Orleans and dealing with Katrina and everything of the sort. So this is the title. Video said Caucasians, white people bragging about taking out, black people during Katrina in 2005. So let's take a listen.
To put them down. We didn't try to shoot and kill.
Oh, okay. Did you
We killed a number of them.
How many did you kill roughly?
Cash. Cash.
Yeah, I hear you.
It doesn't matter. They chose to die. He chose to commit suicide.
How do you know the vigilantes? You see them. How they patrol around here in trucks. 4-ton truck. Driver and a passenger. And then 2 in the back. With long guns. And nobody telling them anything. There was no police. No police. No army, no National Guard, nobody. Then they put in a shoot to kill curfew. A dusk to dawn. Shoot to kill. But there's nobody left. Young blacks was being killed in this community. When you hear the gunfire, it's not something I'm just making up. It's out there.
It was great. It was like pheasant season in South Dakota. If it moved,
So y'all heard that, right? So now I want to sit up there and see if people going to decide to switch their tune. So going back to the New Orleans red dress event, they said that was going on since 1995, right? That's a very long time. 1995, that was a long time ago, right? So thinking about how this event has been going on, thinking about how you can see older black men, I'm talking about dudes who are like 40s, 50s, and 60s, they out there just, strolling in dresses and everything. My question is, where were those same men who are in those dresses? Where were they at during the time of New Orleans, of Katrina, when the guys that you were able to hear that are happy, they're laughing, they're grilling, talking about, just rekindling stories about, yeah, we sat up there and did this to these black people here in New Orleans and we got away with it and all this other type of stuff. I actually have another video referencing that exact same thing. I would have to see if I could properly find that video, because the black woman that was speaking, is this the video? Yes. So this is the other video here. Let's just look at this one.
A woman in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. I had a woman, I've never really said this in public out loud in front of a lot of cameras, and there's a lot of cameras in this room now. But I had a mother to call me because her son had a very gruesome task. Her son's charge by the Department of Defense was to process 5,000 bodies that had received a single bullet wound to the head. And these were mostly males. And her son was afraid to talk because he had signed a silence agreement. So he only complained to his mother. But the data about these individuals was entered into a Pentagon computer. And then reportedly, the bodies were dumped in a swamp in Louisiana. This is as a result of the tragedy of Hurricane Katrina. Now, I have and I have verification from insiders who wish to remain anonymous at the Red Cross that this is true. I suspect that these were prisoners, and so this investigation of the whole prison industrial complex is extremely important, and it should not end with just a question of the nature of prisons in our country, but these 5,000 souls also need some justice too.
So we heard that, right? we were able to hear that, right? So when I happened to bring up the topic of seeing this, and I had somebody, or a few people basically try to state to me, why do I have such a problem? And I happen to state to people that if you're looking for protection, you pretty much there's not going to be any, because again, some of the guys directly in the video are old enough to have been around during the time of Katrina. I'm talking about like they were probably in their 20s, 30s, whatnot, or whatever. And I'm just trying to figure out, where were they at for the black men? Where were they at for the protection? Right, you can pull up and you can roll up directly for this whole event to raise money for other people, or what have you. But when it dealt with the protection of the black community and the people within it, I didn't see the same parade. Everybody dispersed. You have people leaving New Orleans and going to Texas, going up north, going to California, going everywhere else. And the craziest part is that I know that when I happen to direct any type of attention like this, and it's specifically towards black men, the same ones that normally want to run their mouth and open their mouth and sit up there and say that, oh, why are you attacking black women? Why are you talking about all black women? Y'all would never open your mouth the exact same way when I'm placing responsibility on black men for what it was that was able to transpire in their own communities. You would never fix your face to sit up there and say, "Oh, you can't say not all. You can't say this. You have to be very specific and list the percentage and this that." You would never do it, because now the attention ain't on you. Now the responsibility is not on you. Now the accountability has zero to do with you. It has now to do with black men. The black men of which that I'm showing off at this moment in time. Like I said, that's the only thing. Again, this is one of the other reasons why I wanted to bring up this video, because I'm just trying to figure out, when things like that happen, and that was 2005. That wasn't that long ago. When things like that happen, and inevitably it's going to sit up there and happen again, I'm going to sit here and ask, where was that protection? Where? And again, like I said before, a lot of the dudes that you're able to see that got these red dresses on, I'm pretty sure these dudes are in they might be associated or with some gangs or clicked up, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure that some of them might have went to jail and stuff like that. They might have some charges directly. Some of these dudes that you see directly here that are in these dresses, these are some of the hardest dudes directly. Some of these dudes actually got bodies. Some of these dudes out here be actually moving work. But yet when it came down to Katrina, nobody wasn't moving nothing. There was no type of movement. There was no type of, yo, let's get together and band together and show up and show out. There was none of that. Everything was abandoned. Everything was left. But like I said, it'd be like that though. It'd be like that though.
Put him down. We didn't try to shoot and kill.
Like I said, that is it's diabolical. That is diabolical. George said they even blamed black men for Shakari hitting her boyfriend. That's wild. And I covered that story. Yeah, I think I covered that two, maybe three times. That's I'm lucky I didn't see those comments, because I probably would have made a whole nother video on that. I probably would have went off, because I'm like, it's crazy. Like at no point in time can you. Let me just pull it back. I'm just gonna pull it back. Pull it back. Mr. GM said this is a lie. All three in the pic are gay. Somebody created a text thread for clickbait. Like I said, I don't know. You said for the image, dealing with this image, you said that it was basically clickbait. I mean, I don't know. I just know that I have dealt with stories that I've shown off actual video of women who are talking about how they found out that their significant other, boyfriend or whatnot, whatever, is on the DL, living, a different life, and things of that nature. So, like I said, it could be possibly, it could not be. All I know is that these things do exist. That's one thing that nobody can sit up there and, oh no, that's a lie. That doesn't, yeah, it does. It does. Even you got like I said, you got gay dudes out here that's on TikTok, and they'll sit up there and quote unquote out, other guys directly out here, and they're just doing that literally for clicks and stuff. They're actually with these guys and see them and whatnot, whatever, but so that they can get some notoriety, some type of fame and money, they'll start putting those guys' information directly out there. But again, that's the same demographic that says that a person should only be able to, come out when they're ready. But yet those in the gay community like to force people directly out there when they emotionally feel a certain type of way. Like I said, it's crazy work. It's crazy. Let me see. Excuse me. Bree's wife said, I am terrified of dealing with a man that's secretly gay. Yeah, because it's like it's dangerous. Like it's different if you're dealing with a dude and y'all basically are on the exact same ground and you know what he's doing and y'all had that's different. But in a lot of instances, that's not how those things happen to go. Women end up finding out, a variety of different ways, which is crazy. And like I said, I feel sorry when that happens to women because that shouldn't happen to nobody. But it's crazy. Rose said that this is due to absent black fathers. I don't know. It'd be like that, I guess, The real mulatto said my mom and grandma basically was trying to make us gay. I mean, I don't know if you're trolling or not, but might have to talk to somebody about that. You said why are I'm not even sure. I need you to start writing English for public tournament. I need you to write English on that. God first said, I'm a woman and I do not support that mess. I know how it negatively affects the community. See, Emma says society is to blame. When you don't have to be discreet about what you think will make you happy, people will see this and act on what they want. Allow said, wait, Rose, y'all push out the fathers, and that's the same thing my mom did, and why my baby mama is doing. She allows my son to listen to Lil Nas X, but stops letting me talk to him after I asked him about girls. Yeah, I mean the best thing I can sit up there and tell you for that, you might have to start fighting for like some custody. Because the main thing that tends to happen is usually when women have kids. I'll put it, well, you're already in that area. I'm pretty sure that you've had a conversation or an argument, and the mother of your child has specifically stated that this is my child, or you're not going to tell me what to do with my child. Women will literally in conversation tell you that a child is their possession. It took two of y'all to make it, but the child is their possession when they want it to be their possession. But now when they don't want to have nothing to do with it, or they want to take a break, was like, oh, come get your child. Aren't you the father? Come get your son. This, like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy work directly out here. The best thing I can sit up here and tell you is you might just have to do some type of, I'm not sure how, I'm not trying to get too deep into your business or whatnot, but I would just say, heavily fight for some custody and make sure to have information and bring that up to the courts and everything to further make your case on whatnot. Let's see, George said, my family would disown you if they found out. I bet. Bree's wife said, Mulatto, I guess your mom is white since you said that due to black men mixing with the type is a real problem, creating children like that, half and half. Josephine said, facts at Black Quagmire. Let me see what else we got. I'm trying to go directly through this. Theresa said, I'm just coming into your chat. You all do know that this is a charity event which has been done since the late 80s. It's not a gay thing. Well, the person in the video, it was a male. He said it was like since 95. Like I said, I don't know. You say 80s, the other guy said 95. I stated that it's been going on for a fairly, long time. I did list that it was charity. But the guy in the video who I'm going to guess is gay because he was, defending people out there in the gay community. He was saying that the guys directly in the videos, wearing the dresses. This is the man I was talking about. He was stating that the guys in the videos wearing the dresses, like those guys are gay. He did not state that any of those dudes were straight. I'm talking about specifically the black men. He didn't say that none of them are straight. And this is coming from more than likely a man who is gay. So I'm going to listen to the guy who was of the community and knows the guys, there versus somebody else trying to tell me something. I'm not, I'm just gonna, put that up there. Black Quagmire said, how the hurt come from the foundation, but not the structure. Take notes. Lord Zoe said, my father was locked up 30 years and you don't swing that way. I mean, that's the same thing I said. I'm like, yo, I met my father once in my life, and that is not the trajectory of which that I go directly into. Like I said, for those who do, that's cool to say. That's you, no problem. But yeah, I don't do that. All right. From the bottom said, just for black men, they really got us messed up. Sherry said, that's all we want. Don't care. Leave them alone. The right are the ones with the agenda. I'm not even sure. Emma said also the CDC says that more than half black men are in homes, but what about the other half? And how do the men engage? I'm pretty sure that the other men engage when it is that, I mean, whatever the relationship is with the woman. Some women are completely fine doing the co-parenting type of thing. You have other women out there that make it very difficult for men to see their kids. I've showcased over the years videos of that taking place, especially a couple leaving court, and the woman was literally laughing and talking about, aha, I got more money. Now you got to pay me, 1,200, and you're not able to see your kids as frequently as you like. Like I said, I didn't showcase videos directly on this. I even went to the extent of showcasing the exact same thing happening to a white man who was an accountant. So yeah, it's stuff out here. Stuff out here, but in the paint, what is up? What is up? He says, Seji, I'm from New Orleans, and this is more common than a lot of people would like to believe. During Crab Week, I saw the older members of my school band making new recruits wear skirts. That is diabolical. That is diabolical. Ain't nobody making me wear nothing. Case in point, going to you talking about like new recruits having to sit up there and wear dresses. This is something that's actually away from the New Orleans, type of thing there. Let me see if I can find this video real quick. And this is actually dealing with the younger generation, which is, I'm not even sure what happened or what specifically is taking place, but you got this one right here.
Black tea, white cash skirt.
Right? You got these young dudes. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to sit up there and and tell people. how things are basically moving and working out here. But I guess this is life at this moment in time. This is where people are. The only thing I can sit up there and say, and these are like young dudes, I will just say that I hope that they are honest with whoever it is that they are with, and they're not sitting up there lying or telling nobody no lies and leading a double life. That's the best that I can give to you. That's the best that I got. Because like I said, this is not an older generation. These are young dudes. They got to be like early 20s. So Most said, LOL are charity events that started in California in the late 80s, and that's not gay. Let me see. Somebody said the football teams didn't have any like this, but they chose to wear wigs and skirts for fun. I was absolutely disgusted. Jab, what is up? What's up? You said it's the gay men that try you. That makes it difficult to deal with. I know what you're talking about. I got what you're talking about. Real said the always friends and them, but bash the black men who are that way, make it make sense. Okay, I get what you're saying. Jonathan said Deadpool part of that group. I mean, in Marvel, Deadpool has, worn a lot of stuff. He, Marvel Deadpool has been all over the place. It's all over the place. Unify Adams said our black women, okay, 90% of them seem so angry. Lee said that didn't have leadership in the homes, so of course they wouldn't know how. Right? Theresa said, people please do research. This is a 40-plus-year-old charity event. I get what you're saying. Ma'am, trust me, I'm not disagreeing with what it is that you are saying. What I'm trying to tell you is that when I look directly at the videos, let me see where the other let me see. Where is the video that I had directly up here? Right? When I sit up there and look at these videos and I happen to see the men directly here, I'm looking at the poses, I'm looking at the hands, I'm looking at a lot of different stuff. Again, I get that you're saying like, yo, it's a charity event. Cool, I got you, no problem. But that's not going to take away from the fact that you got gay men out here. These are black, gay men directly out here, all this other type of stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's, again, that's all I'm saying. And again, I've shown off the video. I've shown off people doing like the run, clearly sitting up there getting food, all this other type of stuff. So it shows you, it details to you that this is, a type of event that is, taking place and different things in that nature. But again, that's not taken away from, what was specifically stated, and especially what the brother here has stated. Right, it doesn't take away from that, just putting it out there. A lot of Breezy said, well, let's keep it real about black men now, because as you said, your dad wasn't around. A lot of these black men ain't ish. A lot or some of them are good and a lot are not. The craziest part is I don't have the same stories that some people may have, like negative stories directly about their I don't have, in a sense, horrendous, negative stories and all that other type of stuff. I got like one story, and that was, due to like a phone call. Right? That was it. Other than that, it's whatever. Again, shout out to my mom, because she never, still to this day, she's never at all talked or referenced anything negative about my father at all. Never. I can sit up there and tell you that is pretty hard to come by when it deals with women raising kids. 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up hearing somebody talk negative about a black man. It's going to sit up there and happen because I've heard it. I've been in households and heard it. Right? I've been in relationships with women who have kids and I've heard it. So, you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I can't sit up there and say that somebody is like bad or the evil of the evil if they're not there. It's like, all right, the person ain't there. It just is what it is. It's just like right now in your life, you might not have family that have never been there for you. You can't really say that they're bad. They're just not there, right? Because you never had an experience to really decipher if that person is bad, evil intentioned, or whatnot. It's just that the person is not there, you know. But yeah, however, people tend to have their perspectives. Again, my perspective is a little bit different. This is why the words that I speak when I happen to, you know, mention black women, talk about black women, why it's different, because I use my mother as a ruler in how it is that she basically spoke to me, towards me, and also looking at her actions. So I have a certain expectation, and there is a certain belief in how I look at how black women should speak about black men. And like I said, I got all that from my mom. So, shout out to my mom. shout, out to, shout out to my mom, Another day said, not all are angry. Should I get teased for being too happy? I mean, yeah, that happens. That happens. Yeah. From the bottom said, we're okay. Probably look angry from all the stupid questions about our resting faces. I mean, it'd be like that. I'll tell you this for from the bottom. I don't even try to have those conversations. If I happen to see a black woman out there in public, I'm not. I'm just. I'm looking through. I'm not even trying to do it. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not getting into like no type of arguments. I don't want nobody to think that I don't want a black woman out here thinking that I'm staring directly at them or too hard, or that I'm trying to sit up there and talk. I'm not trying to look here. I'm trying to make sure that everybody is good by minding my own business. That is what I try to sit up there and do, because there's too much stuff going on out here. All it takes is for somebody to, take me looking the wrong way, and then magically 99 calls later, the brothers, the in and out of jail ex-boyfriend, her new boyfriend, and all these other, like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I just mind my business. I make sure that everything is everything, and I stay focused and look at my can of soup as I am making it down the aisle in the market, because I will be damned if anything is about to happen. If anything happens, I'm at least I'm going over. I'm like, yo, it wasn't my fault. I made sure I checked off the list. I made sure that I wasn't doing whatnot or whatever. So standing. What is up? What is up? You said I don't have anything negative to say about black men. Another day said you're not supposed to judge all by a few. I mean, in a perfect society, in a perfect society, that would be great if that's how that worked. But we don't live in a perfect society. Like I said, I learned that lesson. Like I said, my perception on how it is that I feel that people should have a different point of view, and how it is that they should speak to people is vastly different. Like I said, I could tell black people like, yo, we should really speak love into people. That don't mean that black people are going to adhere to that and actually listen. They were like, yo, who's this nigga? Like, I'm not about to listen to you. Like, what, you think you is Dr. King? It's like, yeah, nah, I'm not, I'm not doing that. Like I said, I let it fall where it may. Let it fall where it be. Um, David said the truth will always be the bad guy. Yeah, it'd be like that. Black Quagmire said they will cause level of hurt to a black man and blame them. No laughter, no laughing matter. Out of gain nothing by attacking them. No dressing on the side when our survival is at stake. See what you did there. I got you. Another day said not true. You've never met everyone, so it is not true. George said Andrew Gillian is a perfect example of a black politician with a wife and kids that got caught with his draws down, literally. I forgot Andrew Gilliam. Let me see that again. I forgot all about that. Let me see. Andrew Gilliam. Let me see. Politician. Probably. Oh yeah. You're talking about the black. Okay, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I remember this dude now. Yeah, it took me a minute. I was like, I remember the name, but I don't remember the face. I got you. Breezy said, you need to say some black women. We aren't all like this. Let me see. Steven said, thus is V Media's voice. What are you hiding under another name now? I don't even know what that means. Cheeto said, it's easier to conquer a people if they have no men defending them. The man got little babies, so gangsters turn feminine. Ooh. Diabolical. But that is true. That is true. Another day said, you be blessed. Ignorance is bliss. Enjoy it. Third Eye said, as a person who has moved several times in a few years, I can tell you that women act the same no matter where you go. Cheeto said, repeat it again. Let me see. COINTELPRO. Hat said, what is this? Taylor said, couldn't imagine caring what other people wear. Black men really afraid they are secretly gay. I'm not sure how. You must have just, let me see. You wrote this at like 1:27. Yeah, you just got here. You just literally got here. For all intents and purposes. George says, Sergio, they're cursing the kids out, especially the boys nowadays. We'll call the boys all types of bees and we'll fight them like grown men. Yeah, I seen that. Yo, Jonathan, what is up? You said what? You said you got to pick a Deadpool up there like that. I think he was on like a comic cover or something like that. Like I said, Deadpool has done a lot of stuff in Marvel. A lot of stuff. It's crazy. What else we got? Shout out for the $2 donos to the channel. Shout out. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Ferry said, imagine how the kids at these wait. Imagine how the kids at their need to be. Oh, yeah, okay. So you're basically saying imagine how the kids are and what it is that they're witnessing. I got you. Emma said, and black men say great amounts of negativity about black women. You do slant your conversation. Too many generalities, and you are creating a platform, which is leadership. Okay. So the way I like to sit up here and do things is, people being cordial. I'm completely cordial back. I've stated before that I speak in general, due to the fact that that's how people listen. If I literally state, and this is facts. I don't care who disagrees. If I literally say like, all right, you got 2% of black women sitting up there doing this, that's not going to do nothing. That is not going to go anywhere. Nobody is going to listen. Trust me, I have done it before. When you happen just to generalize, guess what? Everybody's listening. You know what white people sit up there and do on the news, on the media? They generalize. You know what they do when they use stats? They generalize. You know what black people do when they hear white people use those stats and generalize? Black people listen. And now they want to have a conversation. But if white people actually had the conversation where they were being very specific and rigid with the stats, telling you that, oh, okay, it's this something odd low number of black persons in the black community doing this. Do you think that black people be in an uproar? Do you think black people have a conversation? No, they're not. They're not going to have a conversation. But the main point that I did prove earlier was that when I specifically gave a video where you had the white people in the frame that were specifically talking about the things that they were doing during Katrina, I specifically said that, the black men out there, and I specifically used the images from the video. I was like, where were these black men at to sit up there and protect that community? Like they pulled up, they showed up to the scene to support this charity and rah rah rah. But where was the same pull up when it dealt with those Caucasians, the Caucanites, pulling up to black communities in pickup trucks with weapons? And as I stated before, the moment in time that I shift the angle to black men and put the responsibility and the blame and acknowledgement directly on that side, people get silent. I don't get people talking about trying to put on a cape or a super suit, but like, oh, you need to sit up there and not say all black men. You need to say some black men, because I don't get that. And I know I'm not going to get that. So like I said, when I happen to speak, when I happen to do the content that I do, I'm literally giving a reflection to people of what it is that they put directly out there. And again, people in the black community don't see it. Many other people just don't happen to see it. And I can happen to say this and mention this because I know for a fact that people are not going to, again, pay attention. Like I said, I've been doing content creation for such a long time that I've already proven this just with videos. Like I've even recently put up videos, and those did not really see the light of day as much as the other videos that I've put out for over like the last month, 2 or 3. So, it'd be like that. If you can tell me another way to get the attention of black people, I would highly listen. This is somebody who's been doing social media for 6 years. Oh, tell me. Because I've been set up there and listened to black people, black men, black women, black community. But oh, speak this way, pronounce this, read more from the dictionary, speak more with a proper tone, be more direct. Don't really sound so angry when you speak. Just talk as if you are a teacher or you're trying to get to know. Like I said, I done did all that in a variety of videos. Didn't matter. I done sat up there and did content and tried to listen and accommodate everybody into no avail. Did not matter. So here we are, face to face, together with silver spoons. Look where we are. We're two of a kind. Da 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 da. Oh man, let me tell you. Let me see what else we got. I'm just trying to rush down here and get through the comments. Somebody said this looks like a sorority prank. Saw a podcast of women debating with men. Women argue with women. Sad what happened. You have no dad. LOL. The world becomes wild each year. Florence said, I respect your point of view. No problem. Tippy said, what did I miss? Yeah, I'm late. It's at 1:30 and Tippy done wrote this at 1:30 and it's 2:18 right now. Shout out to Tippy. What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. Always late as usual, but now I'm late too. So, be like that. Tippy said, this is, I see black men in dresses. The Panama said women pick bisexual men and then complain that he's gay. Yeah, I've seen some stuff like that and it didn't make sense. I've seen stuff like that. I'm like, it didn't make any type of sense at all. Tippy said they really want all black men to be that way. From the bottom, say your perspective and voice are more urgent than a few ignorant comments, not your typical audience. Black, older woman / no children / early retiree is #unicorn. Our households need to work, both black men and women. I mean, no, I agree. Like I said, I would love for that to actually take place and happen. The other reason that I happen to highlight this is also the fact that when you think about social media, when you look at all of the things that are taking place, that is another image of which people don't want to see pushed out there. Everybody, like, I kid you not, I want people to look at this, right? Anything that has to deal with the negative image of the black community, people are completely fine with having directly out there. Nobody's speaking against it, right? But the moment in time that you have a positive image, you got a black man and a black woman directly together, what happens? All types of negativity, right? Case in point, I highlighted it was what was it, Sierra and Russell. People were tearing that whole couple up. They were like, Russell is a simp, Russell is this, Russell is that, da 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 da, and he's not a real man and whatnot. Russell sat up there and spent his money and got Sierra her masters. That's ownership of her own music. Spend his own money out of his own pocket to sit up there and give her, in a sense, financial freedom. So that means that whenever her song is playing, all of that money goes to her. It's not going to the record company. And then she's getting like a third of it. Russell sat up there and got Future directly off of child support. He was like, yo, I'm married to her now. What we want to do is we're going to, pay off the child support. You don't got to worry about that no more. So I got this over here. We don't need nothing from you. Like, it's crazy that Russell, for all intents and purposes, stepped into the role of a husband, being clear-cut a man, making sure to take care of things. And people are online tearing him down, calling him a simp, calling him everything but a child of God. When Simone Biles got directly online and she stated that she was getting married to the football player, again, people were tearing him down, especially black women, tearing that dude down. It was like, who does he think he is? She is Simone Biles. We don't even know who you are. We only know who you are because of Simone. And you're basically just Simone's husband and da-da-da, all this other type of stuff and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, because you felt a certain type of way about what he said in the interview, where Simone Biles was literally there smiling and gleaming at the sight of her guy having this interview. Like I said, it's crazy work. Simone Biles is completely happy with the black man that she's with. Other people were unhappy with the black man that Simone Biles is with and married to. Yeah. All right. Yep. So this is why it's tough. This is why it's tough, to try to have this whole thing, work in a symbiotic type of relationship. Because the main thing I always like to say is that it shouldn't be a parasitic relationship. It should be symbiotic, where both people are getting the things that they need in order to grow and to flourish in different things in that nature. But that is hard to come by. It is very hard to come by. Very hard to come by. Timmy said, I don't like talking about people, but this is ridiculous. Yo, Gail, what is up? What is up? What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. I used to be able to read Japanese, and I would be able to read your name, but I can't. But you said ain't this about to be? Gail said, Lord, from the looks of this, straight women ain't going nowhere to come. Jesus. Gonna have nowhere to turn. I got you. Somebody said, always black people. Yeah, I guess that must be a troll right there. Somebody said that they saw a tampon advertisement here in South California with a man sitting on his head in his hand with the caption reads, periods, we all have them. And you said you were offended and disgusted that diluted the femininity. I mean, well, the main thing about society now is, as people have stated, that society is progressive. And as a progressive society, you have to encompass those, no matter what group it is, or even if they're minority groups, you're supposed to encompass all those people and accommodate all of those people, right? Yo, Sham, what is up? What is up? What's up? Sham said, oh, we got major damage. I don't know if I'm okay or super stressed out. I have to rip out almost my entire lower level house floor to ceiling. It's a complete nightmare and it's utterly exhausted. Wow. Let me see. I didn't know what happened. I figured something happened because I ain't seen you online in a minute. because I was looking from Xbox. Man, that's crazy. Yo, Nickel, what is up? What is up? What is up? You said how long, Seji? You been live? I just seen this. Been live for about like 2 hours and 20, almost like I rounded out for like 2 hours, 30 minutes. 2 hours, 30 minutes. Kay, what is up? You said, Seji, have you talked about the Red Pill community? Being a part of this issue. But I'm confused. I'm a little bit confused. Oh, she said, never mind. Nicole said, how long said you've been live? Want to know, or if I should wait? I thought I did not. I think I did respond, right? About it should tell you about like basically 2 hours and 30 minutes now. Again, I'm highly late on a lot of these comments. I know somebody's gonna clown me by the time I get, down there. I'm pretty sure because it always happens. Probably gonna be like Mo, might be Hack, might be Ty. Somebody's gonna get on me real quick. Booker said, why not have sweats on? Because they want a reason to say, look at me, mama, or anything. Like women, they want to be offended. Sham said, the live ends when we feel like. Said you sometimes be a hostage when we have fun. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes I am a hostage. I'm just rolling through the comments because I'm trying to, really catch everybody's comments this time instead of just scrolling directly to the bottom. Sham said, when Rome fell, the biggest and the first sign was a lot of this was going on during the time, partying and spending while people were starving. So we are watching the end of America right now. Yo, Zaire, what is up? What is up? What is up? You said, do you think it's the current state of America, influencers in the world? Do you think Rick will take over eventually? Wait, Rick? I'm not even sure who Rick is. And when you said Rick Zaire, I thought you was talking about like The Walking Dead or something like that. Like I said, this is the current state of America. This is where people basically wanted things to go or be. So we're going to see what happens. Tippy said, "Are you live on another channel too?" No. Just only on one. Just only on one on this time. Wait. Booker said, "Do you have children or are they mixed?" Not exactly. So for all intents and purposes, basically like a stepfather in a sense. But due to how young, shout out to Anthony, due to how young, he was, he basically knows me as, his father. So no, and nobody's mixed. It's it's all black, everything. Somebody say AI is crazy. Make sure this is real. No, it's real. You can go online. You got guys out there like actually posing and posting it. Okay, so these are the clips during like Katrina. Somebody said, "Yeah, no, that's real, not AI." People reporting being harmed during Katrina. Yeah, yep. 20 years later, yep. Bruce Wayne said, "Yes, you little shoot is very typical after a hurricane. Sounds like liars and those who haven't been in the aftermath of a hurricane. See, humans ain't all nice. Soon as food is gone, game over." Oh, garage door. Didn't know that all that happened. What's new in the air? Even wearing dresses. We don't call the cops. Has massive ramifications in the community. Ferry said, "Hi, look at the bearded men right there." Trying to like really roll down real quick. Yo, Lennar, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? Sham said, could be two things. Redlining, preventing black people from getting loans, and generational wealth gaps. Black people have way less generational wealth than Asians and Mexicans. So what Sham is referring to, and a few of the other comments are basically referring to this video here.
You kill
that
the number of them.
basically played dealing with Katrina, right? Let me see what else we got. Just trying to scroll through real quick. We said, nah, reading books cannot be forced upon any man. Shortage of wealth. IA directly linked to corner boys skipping books. Let me see. Generational wealth is established. You and every person present can get it. Let me see. Sham said now generational wealth is gone. Boomer generation blew it all for white and black, Mexican, and Asians. Come with foreign wealth and tax-free startups, something that blacks don't have. Gail said black women will straighten up when their man friend starts playing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, start rolling into a whole different topic there. But yeah, that is Gail is 100% correct. Mr. Gino, what is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation for the $20 dono. Said I am. Let me just read this. Over 40 years ago, I will tell you. Yeah. So, Mr. Gino, shout out for the $20 donation to the channel. You said I am of age and have my prostate checked over 40. I got a woman doctor to do it, and glad I did. I will tell you, it gave me goosebumps. These men play with it and think that it is normal and good. It is not something that you toy with. Shout out for the $20 donation. And also, I want to speak on the fact that I did a video or maybe in a live stream and I spoke about the fact that men once you get to a certain age or even before then you should go out there and get your prostate checked because there could be signs and symptoms directly of cancer and that black men more than any other are 3+ times more likely to die of prostate cancer versus their white counterparts. So like I said, I talk about a variety of topics here, but a lot of people won't happen to see those. So I'm glad you ended up getting your checkup, and I'm glad everything is is good, and you know what everything is. Gail said, "Thanks for your comment and your donation, Mr. Gino." That is bars. That is bars. LA to LA said, "I'm from Baton Rouge and never heard of this. No matter how long it's been going on." Yeah, I get you. This is my first time hearing about it too. Sam said you can't blame black men for this or black women. This is really a full-on destruction of society morals, mental health, and social structures. This was inevitable of a society that was built on racism. Let me see what we got. Trying to scroll directly down. Tidwell said, "Just think this age group will be president one day." Oh, you're talking about the where were the guys at? You're probably talking about this video right here. Yeah. Yep, it's gonna be like that. It's going to be like that. He said, Sham said, now the emasculation of men been going on since the 50s. The emasculation of black men has been happening since slavery. It manifested worse today because society is crumbling. Sham said this was an issue that was caused by the forefathers. Yo, Alex, the chef, what is up? You said, what up, Seji? Hope you continue to dominate today and into the future. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love. Tippy said 40-year event in New Orleans. I never heard of it before. Maybe before it was mainly white people, and now it's black men taking over. What is this? Right? Yo, J-Lock, what is up? What is up? What is up? Just in case I didn't say what's up. Black said men don't put on dresses. Scripture says that they shouldn't. Third Eye said some women will actively date dudes who they know ain't ish, just to fuel their white supremacist narrative about black men. Alex said, What if it's like weird high school football game pop-up girls where the football players do the cheerleading and the girls play the games? Huh. Um. Oh, Tippy say. Tippy says, "Seji, are you live?" Wait, why does it seem like stuff is repeating? Technically. Yo, Candy G, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? 2006. What is? Sorry, 2000. Yeah, I should just say 2006. What is up? What is up? Zaire also said, Seji, how was your day? Also, I've been waiting to do some research in China. What do you think about technology over there? Technology in China seems pretty good. Things are looking pretty great. It's a lot of opportunities directly over there. I would also tell you to do research on 15-minute cities. Do research about the government. That's like if you're planning to go directly over there, note that uh, don't speak on anything dealing with the Chinese government. It's best to stay directly away from that because you can be jailed and different things of that nature because their society over there works differently. But if you're going specifically over there for business, you should be pretty much good. You know. Um, Candy said, "Lamo, I'm blind. I just noticed that was a guy." Yeah, it'd be like that. Ashley King, what is up? You said, what was this about? Charity? Why would you do that? I mean, people said it was for a charity, but not this one. Going back to the video here, yeah, people said it was, it was for a charity. So, you know, I could have sworn I had a longer video than this. Um, let me see. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Yeah. Yeah. So what else we got? Somebody said 2006 at Lame Homes late as usual. It's all right. He said not true. It's young women who are more okay with this type of stuff. Ashley King said, Candy, these are all dudes. 2006 said it wasn't people tearing down Russell, it's many black men, not all, but many. Simps is the name that they call responsible black men who do not degrade black women. Third Eye said, I mean, Sierra only won to Russell after she had kids with Future and finally got MBS with Daniel Future. No. Yeah. Both things can be true at the same time. Let me see. Ash says she had one kid with Future and all the rest are with Russell. Sham said, yes, Seji, the house flooded out in the basement. I saved the house with quick thinking. I took a wet vac and sucked the water out fast. However, damage is done. Wow. Man, I'm sorry that happened. I am sorry that happened. Make sure you happen to get like a fan to like air out the place so that you don't got to worry about black mold and whatnot growing directly in and stuff like that because that is going to play that is not it's going to play horribly with respiratory and stuff. And I know you went through stuff and everything, so want you to be all right. Gail says Sedge is diabolical for this post. What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. This is just a conversation. Like I said, there's no hate. It's just conversation. Because I don't want nobody trying to sit up there and say, "Oh my God, we got this black man up here hating on the community." No, it clearly says, and I've been saying it throughout the whole live stream. This is not hate. This is just conversation. No hate. Let me see what else we got. I thought they said this is a 5-minute video. Should have been. Yeah, it is 5 minutes. Okay. 2006 said Russell was married. Okay, yeah. Wait. I mean, I'll put it as both people messed up. Sierra messed up with Future, and Russell messed up with the white girl, and they both found each other. The same thing where you got Jonathan Majors and you got Megan Good. They both messed up in the relationships that they were in, and now they found each other. That's the way I look at it. I mean, realistically, I mean, I'm not sure if you're responding to me, but I was, Tippy said, I knew she was going to do it. Tippy was like, why he's so slow replying to the comments every time. Let me tell you something. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Where we at? We're at what? 248. We're almost there. We're almost home. Sam said we got a sump pump. It failed when the storm knocked out the power. I got it up and running fast. I'll be replacing it though. Tippy said, wait, Seji, your stepdad behind my back. This woman here. This woman here, let me tell you something. 2006 said, I don't give credence necessarily to people's issues because people be on the same BS. Let me see. Didn't I have a video? Like, I'm a little bit confused. Like, this is the crazy part. This is the one thing I love so much. When people pop in and y'all wonder why it is that I've done so many videos talking about the majority of the other peoples out there in the waters and off of the area of Africa's and things of that nature. Y'all wonder why Black Americans have the conversations and talk. You realistically shouldn't even be here, but yet you are. This ain't even a conversation for you. Nobody even brought you up, but you decided to bring yourself directly in this conversation. Like I said, this is why there are so many problems here. This is why you got Black Americans not wanting to sit up there and support other people directly out there, because of the type of disrespect that y'all just so happen to give. And like somebody said earlier, like the few should not dictate the many. I'm paraphrasing. And again, that person is correct, but living in a perfect society, that's how it worked. So, for a case in point, this example, this person stated that they are basically Haitian and they want to speak directly on Black Americans. This is exactly why you got Haiti at this moment in time going through the things that they are currently going through at this moment in time. Like I said, people just don't learn. People do not learn. People just don't learn. Let me see. Candy said, why aren't they promoting STDs and HIV instead of promoting this? Right. 2006 said, my father died from prostate cancer in 78. The race for Black men have not improved that much. Yep. That is facts. That is facts. Devin Banks said, I seen this and still tripping about going to a concert is gay. Oh, yeah. You're talking about Dub. DDG's brother. Yeah. Yes, it's wild out here. Like I said, people put Black men in such like a tight box where it's like you just got to be basically by yourself. But then if you by yourself, people say like, "Oh, it's gay to be by yourself." I'm like, how? Like, where are we going? Where are we going with this? I'm like, this can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. Let me see what else we got. Gary said this is. Ash said, why they look so comfortable. Candy G said a dehumidifier. Yeah, that's another one too. Sham, get a dehumidifier too. Get rid of the moisture out there. Sham said, yeah, I hit up the hardware store and got 3 utility fans to dry out the basement. The problem's been it's still raining, so humidity is high, but I got window fans in reverse sucking out the moisture. Okay, I got you. Gotcha. Sam also said that I got like 10 fans going down there like crazy because for people who don't know, if you get mold, your insurance won't pay for repair. So make sure if this happens, you can act fast. Bars. Straight bars. Gail said, I give up. Wait, what do you give up on, Gail? I'm lost. 2006 said, good, I got no kids. And Gen X. And in my day, that was unheard of, but I didn't spend 25 years hating on women who chose to have kids, married or unmarried. It wasn't for me. That's it. That's all. Yo, D Money. What is up? What's up? Said he ain't getting there. The best I've seen Seji is 5 minutes behind on the comments. Yeah, that's facts. That's bars. We getting there. I'm close. That's like 301. I'm 4 minutes behind. 4 minutes behind. Sam said, "Yep. Thanks, Candy. I'm running to the hardware store to get those too. I have dehumidifier, but I need two with all the rain, you know." Tippy said, I didn't know that New Orleans supported the LGBTQIA community. 2006, thanks for addressing the comments by the Haitian. I was waiting on it. Yeah, like I said, like that type of stuff to me is crazy. I'm like, dog, we're not even on you today. Like the topic has zero to do with you. It was talking about specifically Black community stuff. This is why I tend to go directly in laser focused on groups of people. Because a lot of y'all just be talking and y'all don't have no business talking. Like y'all just should not be talking. Like I'm not like I got a video right now of somebody off of TikTok where they were talking about that Black Americans need to, create their own spaces and all this. We've been creating spaces. It's the reason that everybody else has a space who is Black like is because of us. We are literally that blueprint. You are comfortably able to make spaces and have all of this stuff online because we're the ones that did it first, literally. While everybody else was just chilling, twiddling their thumbs and all this other, like, man, let me. So annoying. It's so annoying. 2006 said, okay, I believe women without kids shouldn't want to be stepmoms. The difference is I don't speak for women who do that. Let me see. 2006 said some of these dudes borrow their mama dresses. Gail said I give up on our people. Yeah, it'd be like that. Is it? It's both raining out here and it's sunny out. Like it's crazy. It's diabolical. Let me tell you something. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me say that is pretty much it. Like I said, all of everything that we touched on here pretty much stayed directly within the same realm of the same topic of everything that is going on, happening, or that been showcased directly in the video and everything of that nature. We did it. We did it. We did it. Let me tell you. So number wise, we actually did fairly well today. Shout out to all the donos. Let me actually go back through those real quick. Got about 5. We got Brandon V World for the $2 donut. Said here comes a new challenger. We got Celestial Bronze Warrior with. Does it even tell me? It does not, which is weird. I'm not even. It doesn't even tell me what the donation. That's weird. Somebody's Celestial said I'm Black woman and we're equally at fault. And yes, majority of Black women uphold homosexuality. We got Jonathan Mata. Shout outs for the $2 dono. Just rounding up. Said got the pick of Deadpool up here like that. Mr. Gino, going back over the comments again, said that I am of age and have had my prostate checked over 40. And I'm over 40. I got a woman doctor to do it and glad I did. I will tell you that it gave me goosebumps. These men are playing with it and think that it's normal and good. It is not something to toy with. And last but not least, we got Devin Banks that said for the $5 dono, said that I seen this and still tripping about going to a concert being gay. And that was in reference to a previous video that I threw directly up for you guys to view. 2006 said, I think I am more than equipped to speak for myself. Oh, okay. I guess you're replying back to the previous comment that you put up there. I got you. Tippy said, I'm sorry, but this is diabolical seeing this amount of black men wearing dresses and black women supporting this. Third Eye said it's called reading subtext 2006. Sham said, LOL, I wonder if I should rest a bit and game a little before I head back to working. I feel like I overworked. I'll be back in the house. Sham, if you don't take yourself to sleep, if you don't take yourself to sleep, Lord have mercy. Sham, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Please go to sleep. I ain't trying to sit up there and see no calls of you up there and hearing a beep from like the hospital monitors. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, Sham. Wait, what? Wait, what did Gil say? Wait, Gil says since you made me lose 2 pounds, I probably won't eat for the next couple days. Wait, what? Oh, you talking about watching the Velcade? I was confused. I was so confused. Like that completely threw me off. Like I literally came prepared today. I got, my Sprite directly in my cup, got my garlic knots, got my my pasta, but due to the fact that I was talking so much, I didn't actually finish eating my food. Excuse me. So hopefully you guys are having a great day today. Today, what was it? Wednesday? I think it is. Yeah. Wednesday, August 13th. So hopefully everybody's having a great day. A good Wednesday. Tippy said, go to sleep and get some rest. Yeah, Sham. Go to sleep. I shouldn't have to sit up there and call you on Steam, sit up there and tell you to go to sleep. 2006. You responded to somebody else. This man, D Money. This man. Tippy said, I'm hungry. What are you eating? I got pasta, garlic knots. I think I ate how many did I have? I had about like 6 in here. I think, and I'm down to about 3.5. And then I got my bowl of spaghetti I made, and I got, a little cup of Sprite directly to the side. I had to come prepared this time because I'm like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be sitting here, and I might be hungry, so might be a long day. Josephine Short said, "Good day to all." That is bars. Let me highlight you real quick. That is bars. Facts. 100%. Sham said, "LOL, I'm going to listen and get some sleep. Y'all stay safe out there. I might throw my red dress out now afterwards." Oh man. D Money said, "It's a lovely day in Baton Rouge." Tippy said, "I'm about to make some hash browns and eggs." See, that's the type of person I am too. I like having breakfast food at any type of day. But I don't know. I think like breakfast food tastes better at dinner time, which is weird. But it just tastes great. It hits different. 2006 said, "Hash browns and eggs sounds good." That's bars. 100% bars. Straight bars. But yeah, y'all go out there, have a great day. I'm about to, let this video, this live stream sit for a minute, and probably have a video up there for y'all a little bit later. And things in that nature. Shout out to the 28K that peered directly in and pulled up to the live stream, and shout out to the concurrent viewers that have stayed directly during the live stream listening to me yammer points of view, opinions, and things of that nature. And then shout out to anybody who decided to be a part of the conversation and leave a comment. Much love, respect, and appreciation. I think I did see somebody earlier saying that they were no longer going to support the platform. I mean, it'd be like that. There's nothing I can do about that. However people feel is however people feel. Nothing I can do about that. Tippy said, "Game stream win." Of course, Tippy is going to do that. You talk about some play mafia old. You Tippy, you got some mafia old country money. I gotta do like my mom be doing. You got some mafia old country money, Tippy. You got some McDonald's money, Tippy? That's what we doing. Let me know, Tippy. Let me know that you hit the lottery real quick. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Tippy always talking about a game stream. I've been waiting to see Tippy gaming for years. She ain't never cut on the stream, and she can do Twitch directly from her PlayStation. Crazy work, diabolical. Watch Tippy fumbling around on games. Josephine Short said, "Much love to you at Seji the Second Coming. Much love, respect, and appreciation to you and yours as well. And thank you for listening to the live stream." Tippy said, "LOL, not yet, but I will. You rich, sir." No, I'm not. I wish I was rich. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, Tippy. Woo! Man, if I was rich, man, everything would be vastly different. But, we ain't there. Gail said, "Peace and love." Tippy said, "I need an editing program to make video reactions." No, you don't. Tippy, all of the different types you can literally use the phone. I know you got pretty much a decent phone or somewhat up to date. It's not from 2007. They have video editing apps directly on your phone, so you can record, and then, like I said, you can do it. They got video editing stuff. They got CapCut. They got stuff directly on Instagram as well too. Instagram got not Instagram, IG. I said the same thing. TikTok has their own stuff that you can use to edit and whatnot. You said, wait, reveal for it. Like, what is that? Wait, let me type that in. Oh, let me see. You said REVV. I think that's L4. Oh, that's the phone that you got. I mean, that's not bad. I don't even know how old the phone is. So you got like a T-Mobile phone. They said typically that bad boy is $258. Ooh, Tippy got money. Tippy got money. You must have got that bad boy when it was brand new. Yeah, how old is that phone? All right. So it came out in 2020. So your phone is 5 years old. Oh, that's not bad. That's not that bad, Tippy. Remember, at one point in time I had a phone. It lasted me all the way from like 2018 or something like that. Like, it was working. It was still, if I did not do anything to that phone, I would actually still have that phone right now. I would still have the phone right now, but it blacked out because I allowed the updates. Like, this basically lets you know that updates to cell phones are meant to kill cell phones, because the moment in time I cleared off enough space to actually update the phone that I was using, that update killed my phone. That's how crazy that was. It automatically like went black, never cut back on. I'm like, well, that happened. Tippy, your phone is not a 2005. I just looked directly at what's the name. It says that your phone is a 2020. It was announced August of 2020 and it was made available. It was released 2020 September 4th. Talking about your phone is 2005. I literally put in everything that you wrote. You said it was a REVVL4 and it popped up as a T-Mobile. I think it's a 4G phone. So yes, man. We do research out here talking about your phone is 2005. I told you your phone is recent. Your phone is 5 years old, man. John Doe says, Seji, you once again mentioned that there was something that could rid all diseases that the rich got. I just wanted to know what it was called. I tried to look it up, but couldn't find it. Jesus. I'm trying to figure out. Jesus Christ. What conversation was that? What conversation was that? That is, Lord have mercy, the amount of things that I've gone over. So I can't even recall at this moment in time. I'm trying to figure out if I might have said that in a video or a live stream, but I can't for the life of me. I can't even recall it. Good Lord. Man, I can't even, it's going to bother me now because I can't even give you what it was at this moment. But no, rich folks got a lot of stuff directly out there. That's not made readily available to ordinary people. Man, I can't even. That's gonna make me mad now. Yo, what's up, Ty? What is up? What is up? What is up? Ty said my phone is a 2025. That's because Ty got that rich money right there. Alex said, I also tried to start a channel. I just don't have the same pool of other YouTubers, but you inspired me to start my own channel, but also started a landscaping business last year, and it's hard. Yo, much love, respect, and appreciation. I'm happy that you decided to start a channel. It is going to be tough, to get stuff, going. But the best way I can tell you is that you just have to keep putting videos, directly out there. I'm not saying that you got to do what I did when I first started, where I was putting out, 8, 10, 15 videos at certain points in times a day. I ain't saying you got to do all that, but set yourself like a schedule and put out, videos consistently. Also, like, let's say if your videos, if your YouTube channel has to do with landscaping, um talk about some products, do some product reviews, right? The one thing that a lot of people like, just dealing with like landscaping or just items in general, people love to watch review videos. I can tell you because I watch review videos. This is how I got some of the items that I have, such as headphones and different things of that nature, because somebody else actually bought it. They did a review and they talked about the pros and the cons directly of it. And that as a consumer, that allowed me to make my choice. I didn't watch a commercial or anything like that. So, like I said, there's a variety of ways to sit up there and do it and to slice it. And also have fun with it. That's the main thing that I'll sit up there and tell you. Do not get disenchanted because you're not getting the views that you feel that you should be getting. Don't even really, focus on the views like that. Just put out the content and, work on, how the content looks. Uh, Maybe if you might need scripts or different things of that nature. Like I said, a variety of things. Work on the craft in a sense, right? Whenever you happen to have the time. And also shout out to your landscaping business. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Directly on that. I hope that you will have many great success directly out there with your new business. Also, make sure to get an EIN or a 10. I mean, I'm pretty sure you already know all of that stuff. I'm just saying, make sure to get the AI at 10. And I forgot the other website. Um, now that's gonna bother me too. Jesus Christ. But yeah, there was another. But all I'm saying is, like, make sure that you're able to, write your stuff off for, like, the end of the year, and keep stuff separate. Like I said, I want people to be prosperous. I want people to be able to make it. Tippy said, "Well, I didn't think you would look it up." Yes, we look up every. Tippy, you know this. You already know this. That we've been doing this for how many years? You already know we look up stuff here. Third eye said it's called ingrained. What is that? You said ingrained adolescence when they create updates and kill your phone. Okay, I got you. Um, Obsolescence. I'm sorry, I said adolescence. Jesus Christ. But I got you. Yeah, they murdered my phone, and I love that LG. That was a beautiful phone. That phone was with me for a very long time, and not anymore. It's a shame. It is a shame. And the speaker on that phone was great. The speaker on the newer phone, I don't know. Sometimes these newer phones, I don't know what they're doing. Oh my god. Tippy was like, I want to buy it, but I'm frugal, but he's rich. So what Tippy is saying is she got the money. Rich girl Tippy Tipperton of the Tippy Top has the money. She just ain't trying to spend. Oh my god. This is why Tippy's streaming career has not happened yet. Because this woman is frugal as all get out. Anthony, what was it? Make sure. Bibby said, "Love your YouTube channel. Keep up the amazing work as always, and keep people informed." Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love. Ty said, "Tippy, darn well, you gotta feed him salmon and rice for him to do what you." This man out here. Alex said, I should have done a landscaping channel, but I had to jump into the Black American truth with all the BS going around and social media. But I really appreciate all the tips. Oh, yeah. No problem. No problem. Like I said, whatever stuff I basically, learned, will happily just, try to get the information directly out there. Cause like I said, I ain't trying to have people go through the same, issues and whatnot. And the reason that I was stating to you to the whole landscaping challenge because I've done this for so long, and I understand that some people if they do social media they're looking at the whole thing of like they want to have extra income or a side hustle, things of that nature. So I point people more towards green content where you don't have to worry about YouTube or somebody trying to do something to the channel or videos having to get taken out. If you do landscaping, ain't nothing on nothing is touching your channel. Nobody's gonna have a problem with you, and it's gonna be pretty. It might be slower views, but it's gonna be consistent. But once it starts going, it will go. And again, it's forever content, it's evergreen content, and that's one of the things that YouTube loves the most. So Tippy up here laughing at me. Gail says, Seji, I bet you that woman that assumed that you were fruity when you were a kid probably has some offspring that steals her blouses. I mean that's possible. That is possible. The funny thing is I never really, other than bringing up the story, I never actually thought about that woman ever again. Like I said, no, real type of like ill will or feelings or whatnot or whatever. Um, because it gets to the point where it's like, whatever will be will be. And when it deals with a lot of things, that's where I like to leave stuff, you know, in a sense. Unless, it's for example purposes, such as live streams and stuff of that nature. D Money said all we ask for is 10% of the profits as a five. Yo, this man right here. Alex said, thanks, bro. And the name is Those Who Moat and Stuff. LLC license and insured out there in Denver. Oh, that's dope. I got you. Let me know if you make like I said, I'm not sure if you got like a social media page, like IG, TikTok stuff. Like if you're really trying to get a lot of views and followers, the easiest route would be TikTok, in a sense, because there's billions of people, hundreds of millions, if not billions of people, on TikTok. Um, so that'll be one quick way to really do that, and then you can try to have people platform jump directly to your YouTube by having that linked directly below. So yeah, like I said, there's a variety of things you can that you can do to get it moving. I'll just highlight that comment directly up there for the name of the company, Those Who Mow and Stuff LLC, out there in Denver. So if anybody in Denver is looking for a lawn service, you can go to Those Who Mow and look up Those Who Mow and Stuff, LLC, and check them out. Ty said, and Tippy, it's a decent game. I enjoyed it. That's what Ty has been. That man been sitting up there playing Mafia. I see him. Candy G said, Seji, I have a video idea. A lot of black entertainers never get to old age to enjoy their retirement in their old age. I thought about that after Malcolm Jamal's murder. Yeah, that's true. That is true. A lot of black entertainers, they don't get to make it that far, which is it's tough. That is very, very tough. Tippy said, landscaping business. That is great. Alex said, heard that. Tippy said, I don't say broke. I'm frugal. It's only $50. No big deal for you, Seji, but for me, it's don't have Tippy out here make you believe that this woman is poor. She is not poor. Tippy of the Tippertons is rich. That girl is rich. Let me tell you something. Third, I said, and do a free landscaping job for disabled elderly, and that gets crazy. Oh yeah, that's true. Yo, I'm glad. Yo, Third Eye, shout out to you for mentioning that. To Alex, that is another great video idea too. Because let me tell you, as a content creator, I literally take breaks from doing content and I watch other content creators, but I watch different videos. And one of the videos that I love watching is when you have people that are very skilled and they're helping out other people. So it could be for like landscaping. It could be, a hairstylist. It could be a hairstylist helping out kids that got cancer, trying to, beautify them and make them feel better about their image and, different stuff like that. Um, like I said, I love landscaping. I love, yard work and stuff like that. So I love watching videos of people doing, yards and whatnot, and especially, when they're helping out, other people that need it. So yeah, that is a very great idea as well too. Like that, I didn't even think about that, and I watched those videos, which is crazy. I thought I said from YouTube and Facebook. That is bars. Tippy said she will sub. That's crazy. Gail was like, Tippy, since you mentioned it, said you owe us an allowance. Ah, oh my goodness. Look at this right here. It's teaming up on me. Crazy work. Tippy said, I think black people social media should follow each other except for for the forest animals. That is diabolical. Ty said, no, I've been up here making sure people stay alive, fam. I'm tired. I got you, brother. Got you. Josephine Short said, the mo you know. That's bars. That is bars. To be up here siding with Gail. Of course you would. Talking about you. Oh man. Tibby said, LOL at Josephine Short. That's a good one. Gail said Josephine Short. I like that. Delete before somebody steals it. That is true. That is true, Josephine. You should get right on that real quick. Luckily, it ain't really nobody here, but yeah, get on that real quick, Josephine. You like I said, you got an idea. Sometimes when gold hits you, you got to strike. Like I said, you gotta hurry up and get on that while the iron is hot. While the iron is hot. Josephine was like, he got me thinking. Alex Jeff said, heard that I do it, but don't make the videos. But the elders and the churches get free service. Everyone else pays though. Really good idea to make those videos. I'm gonna get started. Yeah, like because the beneficial part is this, right? Number one, you're getting your company directly out there, so it's very great publicity. Number two, you're doing a free service for somebody, right? And then you're also creating a video portfolio of the work that you do. And again, this is for free. So this is showing like, he does this type of work for free. It's like, what do they do when they sit up there and get paid? That type of thing. And then number three, you're also able to get back directly from that, right? Because you're doing a good deed, and because people are going to be viewing your content depending on what platform that you're directly on, you'll be able to also make something directly off of that, as well too. So that in a sense will be like the payback, in a sense, like you're the great publicity that you'll happen to get, your name of your business being, out there, and you're still able to make money off of that, at the end of the day too. Right. So, like I said, it's a beneficial symbiotic type of thing, all around. Everybody, gets something directly from it. The viewers, they get like a feel good sensation. It might also get people into the idea of wanting to give back and to do something nice for somebody. And, like I said, it's a very good thing, very great thing, very great thing. Ty said, I came home, passed out the moment I hit the bed. As my cat have the zoomies and jump on my head. Yeah, my cat, he'll do that every now and again. Start chasing shadows and lights. Yeah. And then he'll start meowing in the corner. I'm like, I'm right here. I'm like, why are you crying? I gotta have too many conversations with my cats all the time. My other cat, she don't do that. I mean, she just wants attention. Other than that, she's fine. If it's not attention, then she just wants to go lay in a laundry basket with the blanket and probably like some food or some snacks, and that's it. Alex said, heard that, and then I do it, but don't make the. Oh, okay, I read that. Okay. Ty said he keeps palming my head and face like I owe him money. Oh yeah. See, I don't get that. They just get directly in my face and nudge their face on mine, and I'm like, your nose is wet. Get away from me. Oh man. Josephine Short said, hey, Gil Jones, you right about that. Will do. Um, Tippy said, third eye to cut a check when he gets rich. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. Alex F said, right. Third eye said, LOL. Yep. Like I said, yo, for Josephine, yo, I'm telling you, jump directly on it. I don't care if you got to make like some keychains or whatever it is. You know, get the name directly marked down. It won't even cost you that much. Like I said, just get that name. Just hold that. Make some t-shirts, bumper stickers. You know, go on Etsy and all other type of stuff. Like I said, great idea. Great idea. Let me know how it goes. Like I said, I'm pretty much always here up until further notice. So I I want to hear how that just happens to go and everything in that nature. You can go you don't directly have to get an LLC. You can get a DBA or whatever it is, but or trademark it or whatnot. But yeah, go out there and do that. Go out there and do that. But anyways, that is pretty much it. We've been going for about a good 3 hours and 20 minutes. It is currently at the moment 3:36. It's almost matching up with the time. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed the live stream, the conversation, the topics, the videos, and everything in that nature, and also the comments directly on the side. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream and or video. And also shout out to all the members, all the patrons, all of the people who donated by way of super chat, and shout out to any new followers on TikTok. I don't think I got any new followers on IG, but shout out to anybody that's new on TikTok, Patreon, the members, and who subscribe to the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. TP said, delete it. Don't want anybody stealing it. Josephine said, I'm going to sell it. Seji. Okay, that's good. Yeah, go do that. Go do that. Let me see something real quick. I'm trying to go back up here and find you real quick. I think I actually wait. I think I might have skipped it. Let me see. I should have did it when okay, yeah. Okay, maybe she already did it. Okay, I got you. Because before, I should have did it when I actually like said something directly about it. Because I was looking back now, I was like, damn, I should have actually just did that for. Oh yeah, we also got top fans directly out there. We got Gino up there with the 1000 XP. We got Josephine in second place, and we got Devin in third place. Right, we got Third Eye in fourth, and Tippy in fifth. Alex in sixth, and Gail in seventh place. I know from y'all, and y'all can pretty much see it. We got Ferry up there. Technically, I want to say, because I didn't really pay that much attention to it, because I can actually see the picture close up. Ferry reminded me of what's that rapper name, the white dude? Man. Oh my goodness, now that's gonna bother me too. I can see his name, but I can't even name him. And his music was hot about a good 2.5 years ago. Oh man, I can't even think of the dude's name. That's going to kill me right now. Oh man. Mo said, how much are Jordans at Tippy? Need to buy 2 per. Third Eye said, Motown LLC. This man just sitting up here just like writing names. Tippy again with the gaming stream win. I don't know, Tippy. I don't know. I don't know. We want to figure something out. Maybe I might do something for Battlefield because Battlefield is supposed to have another beta close to this weekend. I think it should be like from the 14th to the 17th. I think it is. No, not Post Alone Pink. It's another one. I'm just gonna type in white rappers real quick. Let me see if I can find this dude. He should be posted up here. Let me see. Yeah, that's what Jack Harlow. That's what it was. Because I was looking, I'm like, because I looked at Ferry's picture. I'm like, yo, this dude look like Jack Harlow. I'm like, nah, that ain't it. Nah, I can't be it. No, so yeah, Pink. If you look up Jack Harlow, that's who Ferry reminded me of. You know, because I was in the like I saw the dude in the picture, saw like curly hair. I'm like, Jack Harlow. You know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much repeating myself again. Because I said I was gonna end this probably about like 30 minutes ago, but thanks to Tippy. When in doubt, blame Tippy. Thanks to Tippy. Still currently here at almost close to 3 minutes. I'm sorry, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Always blame Tippy. That's crazy. Tippy said, "You still ain't Ishmo." That is hilarious. But yep, love you guys a lot. Thank you guys for everything that you both do, seen and unseen. Shout out to all of my wonderful, beautiful moderators directly out there. Would not be able to do these live streams and have the comment sections the way that they are on the channel if it weren't for you guys. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for everything that you do. And I can already hear D Money right now. I'm like, yo, man, said you all the work that we doing. Where that 10% at? Every time. Every time. Josephine said nevermore. Oh man, yo, if you don't like write a lot of this stuff down and make something, I'm gonna be mad. Let me tell you, I am going to be pissed. I'll tell you this. Josephine Short, yo, this is what we do. You make a shirt. I don't know if it'll be like probably like a platform be like Teesprings, right? Make you a shirt. I don't know, how you might want to do the graphics and it might take you a bit, how you want to sit up there and put it up and do it. But make a t-shirt and I'll buy it. I kid you not. I will sit up there, I will buy it, make a t-shirt or a hat or both, and I will sit up there and buy it off of Teespring or whatever it is. And I'll sit up there and I'll wear it. So, just putting that directly out there. Because like I said, I like to sit up there and show support to people. People pull up here to the scene all the time. And, I want to try to show support, one way or another. So, that for me, I figure that's a way to, put out some type of support. But you got to make the stuff though. That's the part. You gotta make the stuff. In a moment of time that you just so happen to do that, I will figure out when I would go live and show off the what's the name, or probably do it in a standalone video or something like that. Tippy said I need to borrow 2K for some Jordans. 2K? What? What is that? Who got 2K Jordans? That is crazy. D Money said doing the Lord's work is hard. It's bars. That is bars. Tippy said you wait. This woman, she does this all the time. Yeah, was like, Josephine Short, you cutting up. Don't nobody got 2K, Tippy? What you talking about? You talking about you need Roman needs a shit. What? Tippy, you got that? Ain't you Roman Reigns' woman? Ain't that ain't you right there? Somehow you need to Tippy said you didn't hear what happened. Tippy does this all the time to try to keep people here. Nope, I didn't hear what happened, Tippy. I'm actually trying to eat some food right now. Let me tell you. because I'm hungry. I ain't trying to eat directly on mic because this mic picks up everything. Josephine Short said, "Okay, we will see. You inspire me." All right, so just remember, if you create it, I buy it. Right? So that's the deal. But you have to create it. If you don't create, I can't buy nothing. I can't. I can't put it up on a channel somewhere. So you but yeah, you also gotta let me know too that you did. You can hit up the email seijihito@gmail.com, and you can let me know like, yo, I made the t-shirt and the hat and whatnot or whatever. And you can pull up to Teesprings or Redbubble or whatever website it is to buy clothing and do that. But yeah. Tippy said, Mo, tell him since you talking ish. This woman here. Let me see. Well, that is it. So I will catch you guys in the next live stream. Again, love you guys a lot. This is the end of the road. Shout out to Boys to Men. Go out there, enjoy some food, play some games, catch some rest, and different things of that nature. Mo said, "LOL." Roma got jacked for 2 pairs of Jordans. He said, Tippy said that man walking backstage barefoot twice. It'd be like that, that's what happened to the Kings out here. But he'll get his get back. But peace, love, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream and or video. Peace out.